Please take the time to visit podsurvey.com/peasants to complete a short 21-question survey. Participants in the survey will be entered into a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. The survey can be taken multiple times, so feel free to visit back each month for your chance to enter the drawing. Please help support the show by using our Amazon links located in the description anytime you purchase anything from Amazon. It's a great way to support the show while just going about your normal business shopping on Amazon.com. Also, check out our storefront for Drunken Peasants recommended merchandise. Patreon pledges of $5 or more will now receive 2 private shows each month. In addition to the private shows, Patreon pledges of $10 or more will receive the Drunken Peasants post show after each episode of the Drunken Peasants, Ben and Billy's monthly shitty movie review, and regular behind-the-scenes vlogs with Ben and Billy. Sign up anytime to catch the future shows as well as past content. If you want to catch the post shows but you're not a patron, click the join link below this video to become a member of the Drunken Peasants channel. In addition to each post show, you'll also get special badges and emojis that you can use in the Drunken Peasants live chat. Streamlabs will be open for the duration of each episode. Click the link below to send us a message. Donations $20 and above will be read out through text-to-speech and will require our immediate attention. All donations below $20 will be read at the end of each segment. Keep an eye out for our weekly Streamlabs goal, which if we meet, we will do an extra show the following week. If you find any content you'd like to see us cover on the show, send it to drunkenpeasantsinbox at gmail.com. All submissions will be reviewed for possible usage in a future episode. Click the Discord link in our description to join the Drunken Peasants Discord. Interact with other Drunken Peasants fans in text and voice chat, as well as the peasants themselves. Visit the Google Play Store and download the Drunken Peasants app to catch the audio version of the show while you're on the road. In addition to the app, the audio-only version of the show is also available through iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, and other audio platforms. That's all we have for now. Enjoy the show.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 720.
Do it live!
We are joined by Steve McRae. Thank you, Steve McRae, for joining us once again here on the show.
Welcome
Thank
back.
you, guys.
What you been up to? It's been a little while since you've been gone. I saw you arguing with Matt Dillahunty at one point.
Yeah, it's been a while. You know, it's funny is even though I've been on the show so many times, every time I watch the intro, I still think to myself, "What the hell did I get myself into?" It's like, what's going on? That's a whole long, intricate thing with Matt. I mean, like for 2 years, he's just been like just completely getting my stuff wrong, getting my arguments wrong, just like saying things about me that just aren't true. And I just finally had enough. And I wrote an open letter. I don't know if you read it or not. I don't care.
I read a little bit of it. It seems like really what you guys are arguing about is how each one of you defines a word. Can it be boiled down to that?
No, I think it's a little more complex than that because I have actual logical arguments that I have. These are vetted logical arguments. Landon has vetted a couple of my arguments. I mean, if people think that these are wrong arguments, then that's fine. But they probably would have to show that one of the smartest men in the world, you know, is incorrect on some basic Boolean logic, right? This is basic predicate stuff. And so Landon Curtin has vetted some of my stuff, and Matt just says I'm wrong by fiat. And it's like, look, Matt, if you want to disagree with me, that's great. Look, I respect what you've done on the atheist experience, but I'm not an atheist, nor do I, promote atheist agenda. I have no dog in that fight. But if you could tell me that my logic is wrong, you need to demonstrate that the logic is wrong. I think that just makes perfect sense, right? I mean, call me crazy for asking for evidence for people that all they do is ask for theists for evidence, but there's none forthcoming. He's never cited me a paper. He's never shown me any evidence that the logic is wrong. He just by fiat just says I'm wrong. So that's not really a beef per se, but it's just after 2 years I just got sick of it.
It's never gotten personal, is what you're saying.
He's made it personal, yeah.
Okay, so it did. So it is kind of.
I mean, I had him on the show before. I mean, I've talked to him. I never wanted to debate him ever. But I'm like, look, if you're going to at least say that I'm wrong, show me. That's it. That's the only thing I ask. But don't make up things about me. Call me a prescriptivist when I'm a descriptivist. I have on my webpage all my positions relating to this, and he still completely gets them wrong. And I think it's kind of disingenuous and a little bit intellectually dishonest.
I'm a prescriptionist.
Are you really? No, you're not.
If Matt Dillahunty can act this way towards you and make up things about you, do you think maybe he made up things about G-Man and G-Man was right?
Well, probably not. I mean, look, I go way back with G-Man, and look, everything that people say about him is pretty much the case. I mean, so I remember when Matt hung up with him and said, "Look, I don't want you to call me again." I mean, I was there during that time. So, but here's the difference. I've only interacted with Matt once on my channel. He blocked me one of the first times he messaged me on Twitter. And all he messaged me on Twitter was, "You're wrong." That's all he said. And I was like, okay, well, if you think I'm wrong, what am I wrong about, Matt? And he ran his little canard of whether you believe or you don't believe. And I'm like, yeah, but Matt, I'm talking about multi-valued logics here, which means that you have three possible states: true, false, or unknown. U for unknown. We weren't talking about classical logic, the person I was talking to on the thread, and he just jumped in and said, "You're wrong." And I'm like, well, okay, I'm wrong about multi-valued logic? Okay, great. Explain to me what I'm wrong about. And I guess he didn't like that and ended up blocking me.
Yeah. I try not to block too many people. Only people that are when it's at the point of harassment, I'll block somebody, but normally I'll just mute somebody.
I don't really care. Like if I feel like blocking somebody, I'll do it. I just never do because I really don't. I don't. People don't get to me really.
I don't waste time with it. But somebody that I know is not going to be a productive conversation that's just aggressive, I'm just going to block.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't remember blocking him. I mean, I don't think that I did. Maybe I did eventually. But that's the nutshell. It's just that Matt Dillante, for some reason, thinks that my arguments are wrong, that Landon's wrong. I'm starting a new show with Reasons to Believe with Dr. Fuzz Rana, which is Dr. Hugh Ross's organization, both of which I know extremely well. And they're taking my arguments very seriously. And I'm helping them.
Here's my philosophy really quick that I'll share with you for muting versus blocking.
I didn't know you knew the word philosophy. This is going to be good.
Come on, man. So muting is essentially blocking. Only you rob them of the satisfaction of getting that trophy. And that trophy is a screenshot that says, BENPAI, Billy the Fridge, Steve McRae blocked you. Because a lot of times that's what they're trying for. That's what they want. And you're doing the exact same thing. You're wiping them from I mean, blocking someone doesn't stop them from looking at what you post. They can create a sock account. They can log out. They can still read your stuff. So all blocking does is give them the satisfaction of that screenshot that they can show to everybody. Like, look what a pussy so-and-so is. They blocked me. But when you mute them, they don't get that, but you still don't have to look at their dumb shit anymore. That's my.
Right, so
I'm not saying I'm
two pushbacks on that.
Okay.
I've heard that before too. Right? You're not the only one that feels that way, and I'm not saying it's something that's incorrect or anything. It's subjective. But there's two pushbacks I have on that. One, it makes it more inconvenient for them, and two, I don't care what they think. I mean, it's just simple as that.
Well, it's not inconvenient.
I don't care.
Being blocked is not inconvenient. If I'm blocked by someone and I want to read what they wrote bad enough, I can just switch to another account on my phone. Like it only takes a single tap.
The one difference,
private for quite some time.
The one difference between muting and blocking somebody is if you block them, they can no longer respond to your stuff, so other people can see it.
But I don't really care.
I mean, if they're over there like spamming,
that's harassment.
BS,
Yeah. Okay.
Like if they're like, oh my God, you're a predator type thing over and over again.
That's what I mean when I say
like, block.
Yeah, that's when it gets to the point of harassment. If they're like, you're stupid and you're ugly, I hate your show, whatever. Then I'm like, fuck you, muted. But yeah, if it's like constant harassment, it's accusations and things like that, then I'll block
there's different degrees. I don't have a problem with that schema. Look, if somebody's just going to be kind of kill them.
I was going to say fly into their house.
Well, that's
the Jay and Silent Bob option.
Okay, that's another option as well. But without leaving your own home, you can just make a catfish account and start trolling them back, and then they get all wrapped up in it.
Time for that.
Oh, but you know how easy it is to make those people.
I don't have I agree with you.
I know, and I have one Twitter account until very recently. Now I have a second one, but I've never tweeted to anybody on it.
About 3 hours a day.
Steve has multiple Twitter accounts. I don't. I can guarantee I don't.
It takes about 3 hours a day for about 6 days to make a person of that mental level break. Because if they're the type of person that incessantly responds on Twitter, they're low intel, they're creatures of habit, and you can get a little catfish account. You can start trolling them around, and within 3 hours a day, about 6 to 7 days, you can give them a mental breakdown, like full on mental breakdown.
I actually did something
5150.
similar to that, to like a scammer, where I harassed some person that was scamming people out of money on Twitter for like a few, I don't know, about 3 hours, maybe like an hour and a half every day with a bunch of sock accounts, and drove them crazy. They ended up changing their Twitter profile name and their picture and everything. It was pretty great.
Yes.
And then I found these
in their life.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you an example of a typical message I got. This one came in like 2 days ago. I'm not going to say who it was, but I'm just going to read out their message to me. Ready for this? And I didn't respond. I just blocked right away because it's not worth my time. Here you go. You are a loser. You are an awful YouTuber. I'm surprised there are many are, and by the way, this is grammar. I am surprised that there are many idiots that would watch you. You are a illogical fool. You think you know logic. You are a prime example of the Dunning-Kruger effect.
You know what? The perfect example of an illogical fool is someone who can't understand why other people like things that they don't like. And that's what this person just did.
That's
I don't understand why people watch you because I don't like
you. That was the first message to me.
Right.
Literally a DM on my Facebook, direct message. That was the first message they sent to me. That's not going to warm the cockles of my heart. You're going to get blocked. Who wastes time? That's time to waste.
I do have an announcement I want to make. Before I make it, if you, the people watching this right now, could please like the stream and get the likes over 100.
Do it now.
I think you could do it because it's what? It's not that far away. It's only like 40 away.
Hey, the first thing I do when I put the video up, I'm not usually tribalistic, but I automatically like the video before we even go live.
That's wonderful.
And if it turns out to be crap, then I'll take it off. But
all right,
I do that.
They did it. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, those of you who are patrons of the Drunken Peasants, and your Patreon pledge is $25 or above, at any point during this next month here, the month of May, then we will be sending you a very special surprise.
Surprise!
They're called Actual Maniacs. Actual Maniacs. So anyone that pledges $25 or more on Patreon during the month of May will receive one of these in June. And they will continue to receive one each month, the following month after having that pledge.
Yeah.
That's not bubblegum, right?
No.
I wish.
It's kind of a parody of Muscles, which were like
the
a
Muscleman
toy
figures of the 1980s.
Yeah.
These are...
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of those things you stick on the pencil, right? Those
It's
little things you put on
similar.
the pencil. Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but these are like the little homies they had for a while.
Yeah,
little toys.
These are what they looked like.
Little figurines.
I used to play with these when I was a kid. I had like a giant thing full of them.
I remember going to the KB toy store and there'd be a wall full of these.
So we're doing our own version of these from the DP universe, and literally there's going to be one of these figures mailed out to everyone who qualifies each month, and there's going to be the different characters that you'd see in Actual Mania. So all of the array of characters, likenesses are truly coincidental, and names may have been changed.
Yeah.
To protect the innocent, but
Right.
who's innocent?
Yeah.
Right. So there might be some ugly fat manatee one. I'm just saying.
Some sort of manatee
Yeah,
option,
there might-
maybe. We
yeah,
don't know. We
that
don't
kind
know
of
yet.
stuff.
You know what? I gotta tell you, I think that's a pretty keen idea. Yeah.
It's a keen idea.
Yes, it
Idea.
is. It's it's a water-headed idea.
It's
So yeah, I'm just putting this out there. This is our new thing that we're trying to do to make our Patreon new and fun and exciting. If you sign up at any point between now and the end of the month for $25 or above, you'll be getting one of these next month.
and you get a ton of other things with that
The
too.
first one you're getting is Young Bill Fridge.
Young Bill Fridge.
And-
wow, that's a big seller.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's big literally and figuratively.
Yeah. And then as they come, you'll be able to play dudes with them, or whatever you called playing with your action figures.
Right.
I call them playing dudes. So just play dudes.
Yeah.
It's great. It's really good times.
Yeah, and this is how the first month we're going to figure out how many people actually want these, so we know how many to produce. I have someone producing them for us, and we're trying to get an idea of what the numbers are going to be.
And
so
I would really appreciate it if people did not buy one just to destroy it on video. That would make me super sad. I would crush my ego.
Now I've got to do that.
So
and by the
please
way,
don't.
if you're signed up for $25, you'll get one of these and all of the lower perks on Patreon. So make sure you sign up and make sure you put in your mailing address for us to send it to. If we don't get your mailing address, we can't send it to you.
Specs a $25 Patreon now.
Mejores. Son un pares de niños dulce.
English only, USA. English only,
Is that supposed to be Sweet Boy? Niños Dulce? Is that?
Sweet Boy. Yeah, Dulce would be, I guess, sweets.
We are the best. We are the best.
Thank you.
Shout out to the Sweet Boy. Gracias.
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 Mi amigo.
That puts us, we're well over 50% of our goal.
Thank you so much.
I mean, 5% over.
Just in time to get into a segment that we haven't done in a while. So here we go. We're going to do it now.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah. Here we go.
I thought you had done with that already. I like these, though.
These are great. It's a fun game to play from time to time.
Red
wow,
Stare
we're getting
became a
some new $25
patron.
patrons. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
I'm going to start putting in orders for these so we're on top of them. But you can expect them anytime throughout the month of June. So we'll get them to you before the end of June at some point. Unless you live on the other side of the world, then it might take a little longer to get to you. Here we go. Billy's going to love this one. Troll or not a troll?
What's up, y'all? My name's Nuka Zeus, and I'm the first transracial.
Oh, God. This intro. I don't think you're the first transracial.
Yeah, what's her name? What was her name? The NAACP woman?
Oh.
She was in Washington. What's her name?
Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah,
she was in Spokane, Washington.
She got a tan and a perm.
This is that Charlemagne over there? Mr. Tights bumped his Patreon up.
Or consider myself transracial. I'm just black. But people like to call me transracial, so whatever. From the start of my life, I always felt different. And I was always treated differently. For some unknown reason, I always gravitated to black people, and I never felt fully comfortable or safe around people who weren't black.
I like how he's picking through every picture from his childhood that just happens to have a black person in it. It's pathetic.
How is he going to say he was black when he grew up with a pool?
You know what? This picture is obviously doctored.
No.
CGI.
Yeah.
No, only white kids have pools.
Only white kids swim.
Only white kids have pools. Only skinny white kids have pools. I never had a pool.
How many black people do you see swimming in the Olympics?
I had a sauna too growing up.
It's like I was claustrophobic around non-black people, and my social anxiety would go crazy. By the time middle school came around, society had basically officially labeled me black. But I knew that my physical features were different. I felt like the ugly duckling. Like the only one that was born
He found a
different
shitty
in the
VHS
form.
video of him with cornrows. So he this is his way of proving that, like, hey, I've been doing this forever.
Middle school, I started dreaming and fantasizing about becoming a millionaire. Just so I could get plastic surgery on my whole body.
Oh my God.
Wanna know more? Stay tuned. My story's coming.
Oh my God.
No!
I'm 100% convinced this is total troll.
Okay, whether or not he's a troll, he is probably
Comedian,
my
though.
new
Comedian
favorite
troll.
person on the internet.
Really?
Does he have tons of videos?
Yeah, we've watched
here's
him
the thing.
before.
I remember seeing some before, but I never saw this put together. I never saw his fucking origin story.
So what? He's been trolling for what, 15, 20 years?
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Okay. When you say troll, right? If somebody is actually doing a comedy skit and they're doing it for a long period of time, are they actually trolling? Because if it's just troll or not a troll, not a troll, I would think is somebody who's serious.
So you think?
So you think he's being
Is he genuine?
Yeah.
No, I think he's a comedian.
What do you think?
I'm gonna say troll, but I want to watch more of him in the future. This guy is fucking crazy. This is ridiculous.
All right, the trolls have it.
I'm probably completely wrong, but whatever.
I have no idea, and I like to bring these in.
Never find out.
I like to bring these in with no research too. Like, you know, you could look close enough and watch a lot of their content and probably get a better sense of what's going on. But, you know, I like to just be like, surprise.
You know, this video was fucking well done for, like, I feel like this would be a Saturday Night Live at home. This would be the best video at Saturday Night Live at home.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh my God.
So this doesn't really fit into any segment. It's just something I'm super excited about. I was talking to Billy about it before we went on the air earlier. Mike Tyson, at 53 years old, has announced that he will return to box amateur charity boxing matches. They haven't announced when this will happen or who his opponents will be. But the crazy thing is that this will probably draw more attention than any of the actual current heavyweight championship fights that are going on. Kind of like Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. You know, so just like a gimmick fight like that is probably going to generate more interest with the state of the sport of boxing these days. And I wanted to just show a video. Mike Tyson released a quick video that's not even a minute long of him training. And it's pretty insane that he's still as fast as he is. And definitely hits hard. That's crazy fast.
Would you want to be a sparring partner, Keith? What happens if he missed?
Yeah, and hit you in the face?
Right?
It probably still kind of jars you to get hit, even with that padding on.
Oh, yeah. Dude, especially
I'm sure that somebody will be happy to fight him, I mean, exhibition-wise. The thing is though, I mean, that person is going to get hurt. I mean, they just do it for bragging rights, though. Hey, look, you know, I fought Mike Tyson. You know, yeah, that's actually a huge notch in your belt if you survive.
Right.
It would become a death match, but
they can go a few ways with it. They could put him up against like an old rival that's his own age, or they could give a younger person who doesn't really have a good record or a lot of experience against him. This wouldn't be a pro fight, so it's...
No, it'd just be exhibition. But,
right.
But even still, I mean, do you think Mike Tyson has the ability to like pull back? I mean, he seems like the kind of guy that he's
control. I'm sure
he's going to go full on, regardless of whether it's exhibition or professional.
He's
fight.
changed a lot as a person, but maybe it'll bring back the psycho Mike Tyson to get in the ring again. You never know. I think one good idea would be him against Evander Holyfield, because there's the old story of him biting his ears, and I guess they've patched it up and they're okay with each other personally now. But
how's Holyfield look right now?
Holyfield looks pretty. Holyfield, I mean, on paper was a better boxer than Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had more like knockouts and was younger and was able to accomplish more at a younger age. But when they went against each other, Evander Holyfield destroyed Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson was not in a good headspace at that point. Things changed in Mike Tyson's life shortly after he won the world championship. Like, the guy who trained him died. The guy who was basically like his foster father died. The guy who trained him, one of the greatest boxing trainers ever. And then he got under the wing of Don King, and things went really bad. He got married to Robin Givens, tried to kill himself by running his car into a tree. So who knows? I think boxing is a very mental sport too. Like, if you're in a really bad headspace and you go into it, you're not going to perform.
He was saying, was it the Holyfield fight? He said he had like a terrible STD flare up.
I think I heard that. Was it Holyfield or was it Buster Douglas?
Might have been Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas was his first loss.
Yeah. He was like, I went in there and my crotch was flaring up. He's like, I was burning. He's like, I couldn't sleep the night before.
that might be able to make you a little aggressive in the ring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could make you aggressive, but also if your whole crotch is itching, I don't know if you're gonna be able to move like you could.
The only thing I've ever caught from a woman was a headache. So.
Yeah, if STDs made you more valiant in war than the French whores that gave all the men in World War I herpes, would have lost it for France.
Somebody
instead of won it for France.
Somebody in the chat said he raped somebody, but we're just gonna sweep that under the rug. I don't believe we are. I'm pretty sure he went to prison for like at least half of a decade for it. And it ruined his career as a boxer, because when you're out of the ring for that long and try to get back in, you're not going to be the same, especially when you've been stuck in prison eating prison food and not training with like state-of-the-art training equipment. So I think he did his time.
People do get prison thick, though. There are some guys that get buff in prison.
Yeah, but you need, when you're a pro boxer at the top level
I think
him.
Tyson at his best would have beaten Holyfield at his. Both were great.
Yeah, maybe. Like, you have to have like access to like trainers, sparring partners, workout equipment that not just any prison yard would have, a special diet too that's like carefully managed, that kind of stuff. But no, I mean, we don't gloss over it, but what's the point? Everybody knows about it. It's not like a secret. Do we have to bring it up every time?
I mean,
do we have to bring it up? Like, should every time Mike Tyson goes on TV, there should be a little disclaimer under him that reminds everybody?
I mean,
I don't really know.
There kind of is, right? Because we just brought it up.
I only brought it. I mean, I just read it in the chat for a second.
Yeah.
Everyone is well aware of it. We're not sweeping under the rug, but I mean, our society punishes
wasn't relevant
people.
to the conversation,
right?
I think we kind of we kind of punish people for what they did, and then try and let them live a better life afterwards.
Yeah, I haven't heard of any other incidents that's happened with him. Like, no one's reported him for any other behavior of that sort.
He was in The Hangover. He's got he's on a cartoon on Adult Swim, right? Cartoon Network, Adult Swim cartoon. He's made his way back into popular culture and society. So I don't think us talking about him coming back into boxing is like some shocking revelation that we're supporting what he was charged with in the 90s.
Someone went with the what if he's a Play-Doh argument. It's like he wasn't. So why is that? What? Come on, man. Are we just gonna keep taking it further and further? Like, oh, what if he's actually Hitler? He's a reincarnated Hitler.
That'd be pretty chill.
Like, I don't know. What if he's not?
Would we be as mad at Hitler if he was a buff black man? Would we? Or would we be more mad? Would we be more angry as a society?
This conversation went off the rails fast.
What if he's Mecha Hitler? If we're going to ask stupid questions, we have to ask the stupidest questions.
Where do you end up with the line of infinite regression of stupid questions?
Yeah. What if Mike Tyson was the ghost of Hitler?
Yeah. He's not a ghost, though.
Well, that we know of.
Yeah.
That we know of. What would happen if Mike Tyson and Donald Trump fought?
Donald Trump would be murdered.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Donald Trump has
a 6-year-old Girl Scout would probably murder.
This is one of Billy's, like, I'm gonna say a hot take that I'm gonna argue with, even though I know it's ridiculous.
Donald Trump has all the Secret Service there to protect him. Do you think Mike Tyson can make his way through the Secret Service to knock out Trump?
He probably could.
You didn't mention the Secret Service. You said Donald Trump versus Mike Tyson. What a bad joke.
What?
Bad
What a bad joke. I didn't say in a boxing match. I said, what if Mike Tyson and Donald Trump had to go toe-to-toe?
You mentioned two people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trump comes with Secret Service.
You didn't mention them
Because you don't have
now
to.
you're adding-
Every
Okay, so
president,
you're shit at describing.
every
things.
president gets Secret Service, and they keep Secret Service for the rest of their life.
But they might let him box.
If I wonder,
I don't think there's any rule.
Jeb.
That.
Jeb.
Thank you.
I didn't say that
for
that a
these
former
sweet boys.
president
Plus,
can't
can't
box
wait
somebody
for
if
the
they want to.
figures.
Yeah, dude. Thanks. You guys are great. Thanks for signing up.
Not only am I excited that everybody else is excited about the figures, I'm excited that like this might make us make more cool stuff.
Yeah, yes.
This is I like this cool stuff. I like it.
There's more in the works too.
Yes.
But here's the thing. If you're going to want the whole set of the figures, you can't miss a month.
You can't.
Because it's only a limited time and it's only through Patreon.
That might be collectors.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, there's going to be a set. The first set is there's going to be 12 this first year. If it's a huge success, there's going to be another set of 12 next year. And you only once a month is over, that figure's not available anymore. For the foreseeable future, obviously anything's possible.
So I think after the year, maybe we should think about.
I think we don't discuss business things live.
Rolling out like a box set or something for those that missed it. Because people are going to miss it, and I feel bad for them.
Can people like color those things, and you have a contest of who has the most decorated?
People will say it.
I'm sure there's people out there who play like Warhammer 40K and got their whole paint sets out, and they could sit there and make a little cool
that'd be
dude.
kind of cool, actually.
I would like that. I would like that.
They could actually make you black. Really? or that one guy that I think he is all his life.
Hey, when I was young, I knew I was a fat man trapped in a hot, sexy, thin man's body.
Here we go. You know what? I played the wrong intro. My bad. I'm going to fix this. Wrong intro. Do over. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. All right. This intro.
He called me sir, and got me so human angry.
People are discriminating against wolves. Wow.
They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
All right. Here are some of today's news stories.
Alex Jones to neighbors. Globalists, I'll eat your ass. This picture of his face looks like he's getting his ass eaten by a wolf.
He actually kind of looks like a sphincter.
Yeah, it's all tense.
Yeah.
Everybody's dealing with the unique stresses of the coronavirus pandemic in different ways. Some are getting through a difficult time by connecting with friends and family digitally, while others spend evenings and weekends stuck at home enjoying new hobbies. Alex Jones, champion of truth, justice, and truly awful conspiracy theories, on the other hand, has reacted to this strange new era by trying to sell snake oil to rubes and going on air to discuss how willing he is to eat his neighbors' asses.
Yes, and we have a clip of exactly what he said here.
I'll admit it. I will eat my neighbors. I'm not letting my kids die. I'm just going to be honest. My superpower is being honest. I've extrapolated this out, and I won't have to for a few years since I got food and stuff.
Is he stealing from Jeff Holiday?
At my neighbors now and going, I'm ready to hang them up.
Yeah, I'm sure he pays attention to Jeff.
And chop them up. And you know what? I'm ready. My daughters aren't starving to death. I'll eat my neighbors. See, my superpower is being honest. I'll eat your ass. I will.
So that headline was kind of clickbait because they make it sound like it's sexual when he means like I'll eat your ass. Like
you don't think he's a full-on actor? Everything
he admitted
it does to me is pure act.
He admitted it in his divorce hearing when it was when the things he said when he said like it was being used against him. The things he says during his show.
Yeah, because he's an entertainer.
Right. So that was his defense in his divorce hearing anyway.
Combat model, optimum self-sufficiency, probably the leader. The point is have you thought about that yet? Because I'm somebody that thought I could fix this, and I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like sizing up my neighbor, how I'm going to haul him up by a chain and chop his ass up? I'll do it. My children aren't going hungry. I will eat your ass.
I like how his first resort is to feed people to his kids rather than finding non-meat to eat
Does
somewhere.
he live in Texas?
Yes.
You could forage.
Texas opened back
I'm
up.
sure there's ways to survive without resorting to.
This might have been a few days ago.
Texas
Who knows?
opened back up. There are people in Texas right now going out to Denny's. Like,
So maybe
he
he's not
ain't
aware
gotta
that you can
eat
actually go get
nobody's
food.
ass.
They have Grubhub in your area, you know.
That's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass first.
The property values in Alex Jones' neighborhood have just gone down because there's someone living there that will eat you.
Yeah, but there's also probably people moving in that have like that sort of fetish. Like somebody's moving in like, I can't wait for him to eat me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people want to have their salad tossed. I get that.
No, not just that. People want to be cannibalized.
Okay. Not just eating their ass.
There's people who want to be cannibalized. Now they
that's
know
true,
where
yeah.
to go.
I guess it's legal too, from what I understand. If you,
No,
like,
I don't
think
it's not.
There's
It's
a guy in
not.
Germany who.
No, there's a guy in Germany who has like I think he did like 30 years. Yeah, and the other guy even signed a contract saying.
Yeah, I remember something like that. I guess they said it wasn't legal then.
I think there's
still
legal
murder.
ways to eat human meat, but you can't kill. Right? That's the problem.
It's really
Yeah,
hard
what
to
happens
do.
if, like
Yeah.
I donate my testicles after I die for you to grub on?
I mean, like sketty meatballs.
I
type
don't
of thing?
think that's legal, but I'd have to research
My
that.
body, my choice.
Yeah, I wonder now.
Bill, if you want to eat my balls, dude, I'll will them to you.
I
really
don't.
will.
Okay, let's read the article. Let's read the article.
In a clip tweeted by
like,
Sam
you want them,
Thielman,
Bill?
the info.
I got 2. You can share.
Yeah.
Pimp Monk has 3.
Want to go halvesies?
I know.
We could all dine on Pimp Monk. The 3 of us could go downtown.
Right? He can feed a family of 4.
In a clip tweeted by Sam Thielman, the InfoWars host gives a rousing speech that begins with the emphatic announcement, "I'll eat my neighbors. I've extrapolated this out and I won't have to for a few years because I've got food and stuff," Jones continues.
It's a pretty good Alex Jones impersonation. You say you only do like 3 voices, but that's a 4th. Yeah.
But I'm literally looking at my neighbors now and going, am I ready to hang them up and gut them and skin them and chop them up? You know what? I'm ready. My daughters aren't starving to death. There's already a good amount to go on here, especially when you bring in Jones nonsensically stating stuff like combat model, optimal self-sufficiency, and explaining how he's tried to stop us from turning into cannibal neighborhoods already, apparently by trying to help a bunch of Texans to their deaths by demanding an end to quarantine and comparing public health guidelines to Nazism. But then Jones follows up his unprompted response of the world's worst round of What Would You Rather by adding, "My superpower is being honest. I'll eat your ass. I'll eat your ass. Ben, I'll eat your ass." With a spoon. Or a spork.
A spork.
Wouldn't that be the worst if Alex Jones ate your ass with a spork?
He can stab and scoop.
Doing a stab and scoop.
So he says a bunch of ridiculous stuff for entertainment. Then a news organization says a bunch of clickbait, ridiculous stuff for entertainment. There you go.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about it for ridiculous entertainment.
It's more interesting than
yeah, we're more interested in the article, I think, but whatever.
Well, I mean, also, all of the news is coronavirus, or Trump did this today, Trump did that today.
That's all the news?
Most of it.
Remember the aliens?
It's not the aliens.
Oh, how about the murder bees?
I mean,
we got murder bees, Ben. You keep forgetting the murder bees.
There's been Africanized bees in North America for a long time.
They called those killer bees.
Africanized.
Why are they now calling these are Asian murder bees?
Uh-huh.
Why are they calling them murder bees?
I've seen the Asian wasp thing. Those Japanese.
They're
things
murder
like that
hornets.
big,
I don't know.
All right.
They made it to the U.S.
We'll get to it.
Pope gives aid to transgender prostitutes with no customers. What a good dude. What do you give them, AIDS or aid?
You know what? I think that he should lend a hand to help them out.
Yeah, he's rich, and he's basically the king of his own micronation. So yeah, he should.
Is that Micronesia?
Micronesia, no.
Oh.
A micronation is a small country. I forget
Oh.
like what the maximum area and population restraints are to be considered a micronation, but another example is Monaco. That's a micronation.
I was watching a documentary today. I didn't watch all of it. It's on like how the Nazis went to outer space and the Earth is ran by reptilians, and they were saying the reptilians are living in the Vatican, and that was part of the deal when they took over the pyramids. The Catholics let the reptilians move into the Vatican, protected. The Naga species is really interesting stuff.
I mean, the Vatican was made way after the pyramids, but anyway, let's talk about the Pope and
Pope Francis assisted a group of transgender prostitutes who were struggling financially amid the coronavirus pandemic in Italy, according to an Italian newspaper. At the height of the coronavirus emergency, a group of transsexuals, almost all Latin Americans, arrived in the church with amazement and wonder. Don Andrea Conocchia, the parish priest of Tervanizia, not far from Rome, told Il Fatto Quotidiano, they asked for help because with the virus, they no longer had customers on the street. Pope urges coronavirus lockdown obedience and church-state debate. La, la, la. They reached out to the Pope through Cardinal Konrad Krajewski. What a name! Cardinal Konrad Krajewski.
That's probably it might be pronounced differently because it's like a Polish name, and the W probably wouldn't be pronounced.
How would they
way.
pronounce a W in Poland?
It'd be like Krajewski.
Krajewski?
I
Cardinal
think.
Konrad Krajewski?
I think.
I'm going to say Krajewski. The papal almoner who was responsible for charitable work done in the name of the Pope. Francis' response was immediate, the paper reports. Many thanks to Pope Francis. May God bless you. Thank you for everything. 1,000 blessings. May the Virgin protect you. The group of prostitutes sent in an audio message.
So
do we have that audio message?
I want to hear Nick Fuentes explain this. Devout Catholic Nick Fuentes, explain to me how the guy who, according to your religion, is infallible and the successor to Jesus Christ on earth, how your worldview fits with the your religious leader giving money to out-of-work prostitutes. I think it's cool because Jesus did hang with hookers all the time anyway, right?
I gotta say, that Pope, he really must have wanted some cat boy.
Yeah, maybe he's just paying for services rendered.
You never know.
Yeah.
It does not appear that the leader of the Catholic Church was signaling any changes in Catholic teaching on gender and sex. In February, the Pope touched on this issue when asked where he sees evil at work today. One place is gender theory, the Pope said, according to Catholic News Service. Right away, I want to clarify that I'm not referring to people with a homosexual orientation. The Catechism of the Catholic Church invites us to accompany them and provide pastoral care to these behaviors, these brothers and sisters of ours. Damn, what's up, Bill Fridge? He called gender theory a dangerous attack, erasing all distinctions between men and women, male and female. Francis added that he did not want to discriminate against anyone, but was convinced that human peace and well-being had to be based on the reality that God created people with differences and that accepting, not ignoring those differences is what brings people together.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised by this at all. So he's taken the high road, but he still thinks it's sinful and
yeah. Don't you think there has to be an active cognitive dissonance in his mind of some sort? I mean, it seems to be untenable to have his positions. And again, I applaud his action. I'm not condemning what he did by any stretch of imagination. I applaud it. But here's a person from an organization would not have the greatest track records with human rights, gay rights, transgender rights. So it's a little odd, I think, to have him all of a sudden, we'll say, well, Jesus says that you all going to hell, but you know what? We're going to financially support Jesus Christ.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, the rights of people. I mean, there's also the ways that they failed the children under their care for generations.
Oh, failing is an understatement.
I'm trying not to trigger YouTube.
Do we know
crap? So
do we know how much the Catholic Church is worth?
It's probably not.
It's up to $200 billion is last I heard. Up to.
And there's probably money hidden in a lot of places. There's probably money hidden in Switzerland. I
They
mean,
have their own bank. I mean, they have their own, like he said, it's a micro.
How much do you think
country that's-
Vatican City alone is worth? Like as a corporation? You think
it's not a corporation.
Well,
it would be considered a nonprofit religious group.
Yeah. Well, like a lot
So
of
it's not a
cities are
corporation.
corporations, though, right? And they have
Yeah,
value.
it might be
They
higher.
have
Some
value.
people are putting like
It's a
500 billion.
country,
I
not
think
a
the last
city.
thing I saw was 200 billion.
It's
That
called
was-
the
okay.
Holy See.
The Holy See.
That's the name of the actual nation.
I wonder
the
how
Holy
much
See.
the nation's worth. Do we know?
I can look it up. We'll look at.
And how much of that could be used to actually help the poor and feed the hungry and clothe the naked? I mean, all the things that Jesus actually, like supposedly taught.
Could the Catholic Church?
The Catholic
give
Church
us a
is said to
UBI?
have. Hold on. The Catholic Church is said to have a net worth between 10 and 15 billion. Now, that's literally probably what we know about. There's so much money hidden here and there. There's also they have a wealth of priceless artifacts too. I've been to the Vatican Museum. There's only a few places in the Vatican where the public can walk around and look around. And one of them is this museum where they just have shit stolen from every corner of the world that the Catholic Church, when it was also an empire, was, pillaging from nations all around the world while they were converting people to their religion.
So do you think they've got the Ark of the Covenant, the Spear of Destiny?
I didn't see any of that. I saw a lot of statues.
Alien technology?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm going to look up the Holy See Wikipedia page, and we'll see what it says here. All right. Yeah, so the Holy See is the actual name, and then the capital city is Vatican City, but pretty much the entire Holy See is Vatican City. There's a little bit of, it's almost like a lawn on the rest of it. Where does it say GDP or anything like that?
I'm not seeing it.
I don't even think
I don't think they've ever released their financials, have they?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think they make those kind of numbers public.
And I don't think they use euros just like any other nation in the, well, not any other nation in the EU, but like many nations in the EU.
So the Vatican, which is not the same as the Church, is said to have a net worth of 10 to 15 billion.
Right. That's what they say. No, I've read it can be it's 10 to 20 times bigger than that.
But that's just the Vatican. That's not Vatican City, right?
The Vatican is when people refer to the Vatican, that's like when someone refers to the White House, meaning, the person in charge and their administration. So when they say the Vatican, they mean the Pope and all of his cardinals and underlings.
They say the Vatican City has $8 million in assets. It says Vatican had over 1.1 billion pounds off its balance sheet. More than 1.1 billion in assets that weren't previously on the balance sheet in 2014. This is from 2015. Yeah, it says it operates at a deficit. It says the Holy See reported a deficit of 25.6 or 27.9 million dollars in 2014, even though it received over 50 million pounds from the Vatican Bank.
I don't believe for a second that the Catholic Church is losing money.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not a chance. But just like Scientology, I've heard that if everybody stopped giving money to Scientology, they can still last another 100 years. They've got that much in reserve.
Yeah, the Catholic Church is the largest single religion in the world. They've got money. They've got money coming in. They've been hoarding money forever. So that's that. But yeah, I at face value, Pope Francis is one of the more liberal popes. So when he does things like this, it surprises people. But he doesn't have different views. He still has the same views on it. He just does things to be like, look how forgiving and understanding I am. But they're still going to hell.
Can I take a break really quick to tell Tucker White 94 to go fuck himself? Go fuck yourself, Tucker.
That's not sweet.
Hashtag triggered.
Hiker celebrating end of coronavirus lockdown falls to her death while posing for a photo. Do we get the photo at
yes.
least?
Yeah, I think there is the photo.
A Kazakhstan woman fell more than 110 feet to her death last weekend after posing for a cliffside photo to celebrate the end of the area's coronavirus lockdown. Olicia Sospitsina, 31, was out hiking with a friend in Duden Park, located in Antalya, Turkey, following weeks of a shelter-in-place order on the city. Suspitsina climbed over a safety fence in the park and posed for an image on the edge of a cliff in front of its scenic waterfalls before slipping on some grass and plummeting roughly 115 feet.
So
Sputnik Turkey reported.
She was quarantined to be safe from the coronavirus and then later climbed a safety fence.
Every time I've ever heard of a story where somebody was posing on cliffs and they fell to their death, every time I remember they've jumped over the safety fence or the railing, or they walled it off for a reason, but for some reason,
same thing happens at the zoo,
and then this happens every single time. That's been the case.
It's the same thing like when you hear someone got mauled by a tiger. It's because they climbed the safety fence. Yeah,
but
exactly.
Don't you think if they didn't have a safety fence there and the people were killed, that they wouldn't try and publicize it? They'd try and bury the fact, and so we wouldn't hear about those instances. Then they would put a fence in later.
No, they want people to know. I mean, obviously, those things are there for reasons. I mean, but I don't know why somebody like Ben pointed out, why would you spend so much time in quarantine worried about a virus and then all of a sudden take the chance of slipping and falling to your death by violating the safety fence by going over it?
She wants to show that she's free. She's free
I can go where I want.
falling. Free falling.
It's called the Darwin Award.
Oh. So that's really sad that she needed that damn photo.
Yeah, this has happened at the Grand Canyon a bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I think there was someone in Washington that fell and died too.
Dude, I'm scared of heights. I'm not a big fan of heights. I'm not scared, but I'm not a big fan of them. Right? If the ledge is like over here, I'm going to be like half a mile away.
Allegedly. Yeah, I'm not a fan of looking downwards. I remember.
Oh, I hate that.
Being young, my dad would take me out in different parts of Washington State a lot. And we'd be on trails that were like eroding, and there'd be parts of the road where you could fall down a fucking mountain. And we'd go up.
Do you get like vertigo? I mean, like when you're up in like really high, like a skyscraper, and you're looking down, that vertical feeling. Oh, that's it's disorienting.
I remember driving up a back road to a mountain that we would camp on as kids, and there would literally be half of the road eroded, and you just look down, and there's no way if there was a car coming down the mountain and you were going up the mountain that a lot of these spots that both of you could get by, and there's not a lot of room where one could back up to get through. I remember a couple times there was like operational trucks coming down, and we had to like survive just to get through. It was scary stuff. I don't like that at all, and that was something I had to do because I was stuck in the car with somebody. But if I'm at a waterfall or something, and there's a railing, I'm gonna find the best picture on that side, on the good side of the railing for me to take. You won't see the railing. I'll
yeah, you don't. It's easy to get the railing out of a photo.
Yeah,
I love like Griffith Observatory. I absolutely love it. And people know that Sweet Heathen and I went to Griffith Observatory. And here's the railing, right? I mean, and there's a couple drop off points. I'm holding on to that. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I just don't like that sudden. And by the way, this is a fun fact. Falling off a cliff has actually literally never killed anybody. It's that sudden stop at the end. So, that's what I'm concerned about. Right?
Would you be able to do something like walk on a glass floor, like the Space Needle now remodeled recently, and most of it is a glass floor, so your mind plays tricks on you. Obviously, an elephant could walk across that glass floor and it wouldn't break. But
I don't think it's a safety concern, but vertigo is a very real thing. I mean, it's a disorientation. Because
what else they have now? They have this thing where like when you're out on the observation deck, the walls are made out of this really thick plexiglass, and you can sit down and lean back you're leaning back with the back of your head hanging over the edge, and the plexiglass just holds you there. That's another thing that they did. It blows your mind. Like you're like, oh, weird about it at first.
They have those things in like Vegas where you go like, dangle over the edge and all these weird things.
Stratosphere.
Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Nope, never. Not for anything.
They have that like zip line through Old Vegas and downtown Fremont.
Yep. Yeah.
I want to do that, but I'm still a little too big for that. I'm trying to get into the weight where I can do that. I think that might be a target goal. I like those zip cord things only because I never could have done them before. And now that I'm getting to the place where maybe I can, I need to do that. Do I still get the Billy sex toy or muscle figure? Yes, if you sign up now, $25 patrons and above, all the way till the end of this month. So you got all the May to sign up, and you will be included, and it will be sent to you at the beginning of June.
Yeah, at some point during June, you'll get it.
And as long as you continue support, you'll get more and more toys every month, and you'll also be able to support Drunken Peasants in the process. Oh my God! What's with you? That'll give you access to the bonus shows. You'll get the private shows, post shows.
Your name will be in the credits at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of perks. You're getting a ton of perks.
Whole lot of action there, and toys.
I just wanted to show Steve what this was like. Yeah, this is on the outside. When you go inside through the door, the floor is glass, but on the outside, it's like they have these slanted benches that are made out of plexiglass, and you can like lean onto the window. It's made for like sitting back and reclining, but you're basically over the edge at this point if you're sitting on this.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of those stories where, like, do you remember that one story where this guy was in a business office and a very high-rise skyscraper, and he would like pretend to like, he wasn't even pretending, he actually did. He'd run into the glass, pretending he was going to, fall through, because it's supposed to be shatterproof and bulletproof and, tempered glass, and it's not supposed to be shatterproof. And so one time he actually did it, and the whole window came out of his pane and I guess shattered, and he fell to his death,
This is what it's like inside.
No.
It's great. No. I've like laid down on it. I did an IRL stream where I went to the top and bought a glass of wine and a snack and just kind of like laid there. And it rotates very slowly too. So you get a little view of everything as you rotate around. I'm not big into that kind of stuff, man.
I like to know I'm grounded. I like to be at base level potentiality.
You know what? I don't know what it is. I think I just kind of fell into it. Like the first observation tower I ever went to was the CN Tower in Toronto. And that's pretty much, at the time, it was the tallest one in the world. And then I've been to the Eiffel Tower twice. I've been to the Stratosphere, obviously the Space Needle, One World Trade Center. There's a lot of larger cities just happen to have one of those kind of buildings in it, I guess what's the super tall building in Seattle? What's that called? The big black one. It's called.
I just know the biggest one in what is it? Dubai, or is it New Delhi, or where's the
Taj Khalifa?
Taj.
That's Dubai. But what's the one in Seattle? Is it
Columbia Tower?
Columbia Tower, that's it. They have an observation deck that I've never been to, but it's not as cool as this. Anyway. Yeah, Columbia Tower, that's what it's called. All right. What is next? Oh, shit. We'll go to the next news story.
Touchdown in North America, capable of killing humans with venom, the Murder Hornets. The Murder Hornets, that's not a football team, Ben. The touchdown is not a football term. There's not the Seattle Murder Hornets. They are actual Murder Hornets from
Actual
Asia.
mania hornets.
Actual maniac hornets. A deadly species of hornets from across the world has landed in our own backyard, and the timing couldn't be worse with the coronavirus pandemic in full swing. An epidemiologist named Chris Looney gave a detailed report to the NYT this weekend.
What a horrible last name to have.
Chris Looney. outlining the first sightings of this giant Asian murder hornets here in North America. First spotted in Washington State this past fall, and the joint effort to eradicate them before they wipe out our bee population, not mention any human casualties along the way. The report says the giant Asian hornets tear up entire bee colonies by decapitating their heads with their jaws and feeding the thoraxes to their young. Up until around November, the so-called murder hornets haven't been seen here in the U.S., but now it seems they've arrived, and scientists are working on a way to get rid of them.
This sounds like the trailer to a bad horror movie.
Since spring is here and summer approaches.
These things have been around a long time, though, these giant Asian hornets. I mean, they will chase you. You know, they have like a 1/4-inch stinger that they don't break off like a bee, and they'll literally just swarm you and sting you to death.
Well, the hornets are expected to be much more active. The hornets kill people too, by the way. The Times says up to 50 people get stung by them and die each year. And their potent venom has been described as hot metal driving through people's skin. A queen hornet can measure up to 2 inches long, so they're as big as Billy's. The good news, we think, is that the entomologists and other experts working on this issue have been setting up homemade hornet traps in hopes of keeping the population at bay.
Homemade hornet traps?
We got homemade hornet traps. We're coming for you, Queen Bee. That's goddamn right. You think you're going to sting 50 of us Americans? Then we're going to sting 500 of you back. 1 for 10 every time you come in with a missile. We come back with a nuclear explosion. The good news for those that do catch, the scientists plan to use radio frequency identification tags on the insects and track where they go, with the idea being they'll lead them to the nests. Then they could potentially destroy them and take out entire colonies at a time. Good luck. Better wear suits made of metal while you're at it.
Since they're not indigenous, it doesn't even say how they got over here, because they certainly didn't fly over here. So what?
We know how they got over here, dude.
If it showed up in Washington State and it's from Asia, I mean, it could come over on ships.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, because there's definitely boats that go back and forth between Seattle and Asia.
They showed up in November. All right. We had coronavirus break out in December. There is a villain in this world, and his name is Asian Murder Man. And he's releasing hornets and coronavirus in Washington State.
So he's like a super villain.
Yeah, super villain.
And it's up to Phoenix Jones to take him out.
We need too bad Phoenix Jones is a drug dealer now. Phoenix Jones, I bet you Phoenix Jones got framed by Asian Murder Man.
An Asian hornet.
Asian hornet murder man framed Phoenix Jones to get him out of his way. Oh man, we broke the case. We broke the case, Benjamin.
The Bible?
The Bible?
Well, it did say for eschatology, the end times would have plagues and locusts and earthquakes and tornadoes. Hey, I think I've had all of that in the last year.
We just need cicadas.
They come around in June, I think, around here.
They don't really have them here. In Ohio, in like July or August, you can't help. They're loud. You know, they get really loud. And they're
eat those. Would you eat one?
I've never eaten one. I used to, when I was a kid, because they molt their skin and leave their little shells everywhere.
Yeah.
I used to kind of like collect those when I was a really little kid. Like I'd put a bunch of them in a bucket, because every I think it's like 7 years or something, they get out of control, and there's like 10 times the amount there's normally. And you'll see them in their little shells coming out of the ground from hibernation or wherever they were, like hatching or whatever. They climb up and then they molt their skin and fly away. It's so crazy. And they're loud. Insanely loud.
No, I've heard very loud cicadas.
Yeah. Yeah, when one gets in your house and it's like chirping really loud, you don't know where it is.
What are like Northwest bugs that you've noticed that you didn't have back there?
Dude, there's way less bugs here.
I know.
Because it's not as humid here.
Yeah.
Even though there's a moist climate, it dries up too much in the summer for like Like, I bet there's not as many bed bugs here that you would find, like, on the East Coast.
Only at the really dirty hotels the
Right.
East Coast people come and stay at.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like...
The absolute worst insect of all time is called the Jerusalem cricket, a.k.a. potato bug.
I would say...
It is from hell. It
You
is
think they're
literally
from
something that
hell?
Satan
Potato
himself created.
bugs?
I think you guys are getting two different types of
Not the
potato
pill
bug.
bug. Not the
Yeah.
those are
Oh, not
sour.
pill bug?
See, I
Okay.
knew that was happening.
Okay.
This is called a Jerusalem cricket. They're about that big. They got a big orange head, 2 black eyes, red body, and they look like they'll eat you and take your soul.
How big are
drag
these
it with
Jew crickets?
You never heard of a Jerusalem cricket?
No.
Look it up. They're the ugliest things you've ever seen. I swear to God, if alien life exists
I
on
hate
Earth,
cockroaches because I lived in New
I'm
Mexico,
looking
and
it up.
cockroaches are just they're like ants in like they're as common as ants. Like at
that's it.
night,
We get earwigs here. That's our biggest thing. It's earwigs.
earwigs. Yeah,
Yeah, all they're everywhere to come
Yeah,
up
we
this
get
time
those-
of year.
Okay.
Ohio has a lot of those too. Mosquitoes in Ohio are insane. They're so bad. Here, I can't even remember the last time I got bit by a mosquito.
So these are native to the western United States and parts of Mexico. They have nothing to do with they're not actually Jewish.
Right,
they're not.
we know.
They're culturally, maybe, but not by faith.
Okay.
I think if their mom's Jewish, they're Jewish.
Why are they called Jerusalem crickets?
Who knows?
These are potato bugs in other
Yeah,
terms?
they're also known as potato bugs. Growing up, we used to call them potato bugs. But then found out in the Midwest that they call those little sow bugs.
This little dude
that's
right
it.
here, I don't like him.
Yeah, they're ugly.
Why does he look?
that's
He looks like he could be in a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that Satan created that.
Can you eat them?
Yeah, somebody mentioned camel spiders. Camel spiders are pretty bad too. What are they called? Sulfogits or something like that? Those are ugly. We used to get those at work. They have these little like things that come out of their mouth, and they're just like chase you because they're trying to get the shade. So if you have like a shadow, they'll like chase you. They're pretty harmless, but they look like spiders, but they also look like a, I don't know, cross between a spider and a scorpion, I guess.
Have you guys ever heard of an Asian lady beetle?
No.
Okay, you know how ladybugs from here in North America, they're like red. They're very red, and farmers will use them as like a natural pesticide sometimes.
Lead aphids.
Yeah. Well, they found out that in Asia there's a lady beetle which looks very similar to a ladybug, only it's more orange looking and a little the animal's a little bit different looking. But they realized that they were easier to breed and use, and they were more effective against pests that would harm crops. So they started using them, and they multiplied like out of control. And there was a few years where I grew up where like they were just fucking everywhere, all over everything. And they killed off a lot of the regular ladybug population because there were just so many of them. And now they're like an invasive species that they just
don't
can't
plan
get
ahead
rid
of
of.
that kind of stuff, do they?
Yeah, it's crazy. This is what they look like. They're like orange ladybugs.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
look, I'm all for like
Here's the
natural
difference.
pest control, but they need to hardwire them with some kind of DNA thing where they can't replicate, can't procreate kind of thing. I mean, if not, you're going to get these invasive species. And once you get an invasive species, it's almost nearly impossible to get rid of them. I mean, especially in like California, we have so many invasive species here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why certain pets that are legal in other states aren't illegal in California. Like certain exotic pets that you can own in other states. I'm pretty sure you can't have a ferret as a pet in California.
That's too bad because I like ferrets.
I like ferrets too, but yeah, I mean, because most states where it gets too cold in the winter where they can't survive in the wild, you can have these kind of exotic animals. But in California, where like in Southern California, they could survive a winter there and multiply in the wild, they really don't want that down there. Here's we're gonna move on to the next one here. Oh shit. Ad blocker. I hate that.
Poop may tell us when the coronavirus lockdown will end. Yeah, it's not going to end anytime soon if you're walking around with poop on your hands. Wash your hands, please. Every day, millions of Americans could be flushing critical coronavirus data down the toilet.
Right.
With the nation
I sure
growing,
saved it all these years. or these months.
You haven't been? See, this
I wasn't aware of this, so no.
Do you know how every year or so a parent will do a check mark on the wall above their child's head to show how much they've grown over the last year?
Yeah, my parents used to do that.
I just every time I take a dump, I wipe a finger worth of shit across the wall.
I've seen you Ouija board. I actually believe you when you say that.
Yeah,
I still have that.
And that's straight up true. That is, I mean, you guys were not kidding about that. That's just pure stink.
Yeah,
Billy, what the hell's wrong with you, man?
Nothing wrong with me.
I
was committed to the bit.
When the coronavirus shit started spreading and people started dying, Billy went to New York City, was jumping into trash on the side of the street. And there could have been like booger rags in there.
Oh, there were booger
and
rags.
used toilet paper and all that shit.
Yeah, it was totally gross.
You're a walking petri dish.
I saw another picture of you with the fucking mask on and you're digging through a dumpster.
Yeah.
Why?
I was throwing stuff away. I was trying to open up a can of chili because, as you know, I've been preparing. Gotta have
Can
your
you
chili.
give me a real answer?
This chili, because I'm a smart man, has a peel off top, but the one that I was dealing with didn't have one, and all I had was a tiny screwdriver, so I had to try and open it up to get it to work. And I had my mask on and my glove, and I was in a
Do you realize
garbage
if
can.
you had COVID, you probably infected tens of thousands of people on your own now?
Just through sexual transmission, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So there's this dating app. It's called coronastuds.com. And if you think you have the coronavirus, there's tons of bug chasers out there who want to try and immunize themselves to it. So they're banging anybody who they think is positive. So I upload these pics of me covered in trash that are dated recently. And they're like, oh, this guy must have it. And they all just bang. Thousands and thousands of desperate moms
You
that
probably
won't get...
got a lot more than just coronavirus.
Oh, yeah, it itches when I walk.
See a doctor.
There's a small fire in my lap. Understanding the true scale of COVID-19 has been a major stumbling block across the country as officials struggle with testing shortages, false negatives, and people who are infected but have no symptoms. Sewage data could potentially help fill these gaps by capturing critical information in the aggregate. With wastewater, you can very quickly get a snapshot of an entire population, said Mariana Mattis, who co-founded BioBot Analytics, a wastewater epidemiology startup inspired by her PhD at the Massachusetts Institutions of Technology. The closest approach to replicating the data from wastewater would be to literally test every single person in a community and then take the average of that. It's very powerful. The amount of virus detected in the sewage can, in essence, mirror the timing and scale of an outbreak in ways that more delayed and more expensive in-person testing cannot. Experts say all this information, when pieced together, is critical to informing and validating public health decisions, such as where to allocate medical supplies and when to reopen schools, restaurants, and other public gathering spaces. And as cities start loosening stay-at-home orders in the coming weeks and months, some say monitoring sewage could also provide early warnings if the virus suddenly makes a comeback. Americans might find the idea gross, but wastewater early warning systems have helped catch norovirus, hepatitis A, and other diseases around the world for decades. In Israel, in 2013, a polio epidemic was detected in the sewage before any clinics had reported cases. This heads up gave the government enough time to launch a vaccination campaign and contain the virus. Not a single case of paralysis was ultimately reported. That's awesome. Let's let anybody that wants to swim around in the sewers
Test the poop.
Test that.
Test the poop. They don't have to go down into the sewers though. They just go to the water treatment plant.
Yeah, let's test these poo-poos.
Yeah.
It's
easy.
You want my poo-poo? I'm okay with that.
Eat the poo-poo.
I'll get Jeff. How about this? I'll get Jeff Holiday. Me and him. We'll go up to Seattle. We'll stand outside Twitter and go pee-pee poo-poo and just hand it out to people who want it.
It's a pee-pee poo-poo party.
You can take it. It's all yours. I don't have a problem with that.
Disney's Ducktales reboot promotes homosexuality.
This was written by the counterculture mom, the one that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the woman that claims the 5G towers are killing all of us. Yeah.
30 years ago, Disney created a new series with a familiar character, Scrooge McDuck, and other adventurous aquatic birds in Ducktales. But a lot has changed since then. The reboot of the show is in its third season and has made veiled references to homosexuality recently. Disney has made it clear that there are two male ducks who are married. They are celebrated as the Coppola Misters, who are dads of a main character, Violet. They also are wearing t-shirts that say, "I'm with Dad," with arrows pointing to the other man. Doug Mainwaring of LifeNews.com gives details about the program's content and quotes the producer's hopes of adding more homosexual content as the show progresses. Problem. Homosexual marriage is shown in the norm in this Disney series, as with many other current Disney shows and movies. If children see images of fun-loving cartoon characters embracing homosexual marriage, they may think it's normal and embrace this lifestyle.
It is normal.
Whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
well, I don't like the way this is worded. The norm and normal are not the same thing, right? So heterosexuality, unfortunately, it's a fact that is more normative, right? I mean, that's why it's called heteronormative.
Yeah.
But it's not abnormal to be gay, right? By any stretch of imagination. So she's kind of mixing things around here and trying to equate them. So like, because there's a large swath of people that are gay, it actually makes sense to have it talked about in culture. I mean, it's
not more likely to
exist. That's a silly.
And it's not going to turn people gay.
It's more natural to be gay.
You know, I get these feelings when I watch Disney every so often that I can't explain.
It's more natural to be gay than to be Christian.
Ooh.
That's just a fact.
I mean, it is natural. Like, if we look at almost the entire history of mankind, they've had religion almost the entire time.
Yeah, but it was never. You're not born knowing religion.
Well, one can say, not knowing a specific religion, you're taught that, but the desire to be religious seems to be a natural thing.
The desire to be.
There's some studies on that. Yeah.
It's not to be religious. It's the tribal instinct that we have that made us survive as the ultimate being. That made us stronger than lions, because we followed the leader, and in numbers we had a strength where we could lose the weakest person in our pack and still take down that lion, and we'd survive together through tribalism. That was the power, and that instinctively is in us. And we're looking for leaders now that we no longer have to survive. We have that emptiness, and that's why we turn towards religion, fandom, knowledge. Everything.
I see it differently. I think
it's also though we as a human race want explanation.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say.
Fill it in and posit
the
ultimate explanation.
The ways to explain the unexplainable to us at the time, and then that's why religion has a history of resisting innovation. So when we find out that we don't live in a geocentric universe, religion at first pushes back against that because our religion teaches us differently. You know,
the majority of humans want to believe that they're going to be okay, that they're in a situation that is right. They want the answer because they want to feel comfortable. They want to feel like they don't need the answer to why we are here. They want it so they don't have to ask it anymore. They want to be comfortable.
So they stop asking the difficult questions. They already think they've reached the answer.
Yeah. And the people at the top that know that people are looking for that comfort, just give them the answer and they profit off of it. They're like, hey, we got answers. You got questions? We got answers. Come and get your answers.
The actual philosophy is hard.
Yeah, well, because nobody's going to actually. The majority of people don't have the capability to philosophize, right? They're not going to think beyond their own face, their own nose. Yeah. They can think what they can see, smell, taste, and hear, and they want to just be satiated in that moment. They don't want to go further because it's scary. And
when you like being told the answers rather than try to figure the answers out themselves.
God, Peachy Hammer. Got 69%. Thank you, PT Ham. God of the
Thank
gaps.
you, PT Ham.
But it's. I don't think religion, all right, or Christianity or anything. is the answer. Like it's not a natural answer to the question of what people are looking for. You are indoctrinated into that religion. You're indoctrinated into that belief. With homosexuality, you naturally want to fuck things, and you naturally want to fuck things you're attracted to. Maybe there's more of a maybe there's conditioning there that makes you want to fuck a guy if you're a guy. Maybe there is conditioning there. Maybe it's born into you. You don't know. But it's guaranteed more natural because as society is fighting you not to do that. And you still come to that conclusion. That's more natural than having a kid told they're going to go to hell.
We measure what's more natural based on what society
I don't know
wants
if that follows,
and doesn't
but,
want.
No, you come to wanting to fuck dudes that more naturally than you come to wanting to believe in God.
I mean, whether we're born gay or not, it's a philosophical question. I mean, if you want to really be specific, probably not born gay or straight. We probably are born with a huge propensity toward one.
Most of us don't have sexual desires right after we're born. So
speak for yourself, but
but we do.
Yeah, but
we do.
Yeah, probably. I mean, most people are probably will. I mean, you could all. I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to have a test to say, look, here, in utero, this child's going to be, end up being gay. I don't think there's ever going to be a test for that. That's why I don't think that to say that we're born gay in the strictest sense probably isn't the case. But I still say it anyways because I think it's definitely a lot more propensity to be gay in utero and early childhood development than
we do thrive. We do thrive through breeding, though, right? Like humans, like that. There is.
Well, yeah, but, I mean,
there's overbreeding. There's overbreeding that can be a detriment to our existence.
If that's only
no, I don't think so. I think there are some evolutionary benefits for homosexuality, but again, it's been pretty steady. It's something like 8 to 10 to 12% or like that, constant throughout history. So it's not like there's a huge rise and all of a sudden 48% of the population is gay, and then 10 years later there's like 5%. It's been pretty straight. No pun intended.
Yeah,
so this notion that also they're going to turn people gay or by Disney doing this is going to turn people gay, that's just not supported by.
I would say outside influence has very little to do with someone's sexual preference.
Yeah.
It maybe has some to do with it, and more for some people than others. But no, that's not this. Having a gay couple on a Disney show isn't going to turn kids gay that weren't already.
If you're worried, you're
in that direction.
Your little boy is going to want to have a dad husband. Then you're a piece of shit.
So, and even if it did change somebody, who cares?
Here's my thing. I'm not against them putting these types of characters in, but is there? Isn't it weird if it's overrepresented since it's such a small minority of people in the world? Why do we need to pretend that every new show has to represent this population when we know it's such a small amount that it couldn't possibly be represented in every fictional story?
But hashtag Supergirl on the CW? You mean that like that?
Right, but I don't have if I like something enough, I'm not going to stop watching it. I'm not offended by it.
No, I don't
I'm just
either,
asking the question, like,
on some of these shows now.
Realistically, it seems like they're trying to meet a quota, and it's unrealistic that all of these different stories would happen to have this when we know that people who are homosexual or LGBTQ or whatever are such a small fragment of the population. Why would they happen to be?
I think it's be representative, but not over the top. Like you said, you can't have a show that is centered around everybody. That's a specific show.
Can.
It's just a regular show.
Well, they had Ellen. That was the first show.
Makes no sense.
I think
it's a show about being gay.
I think television shows aren't supposed to represent the normal, right? They're supposed to be exceptional in certain ways. So if we have more representation of a homosexual character, as long as the character's written well, who cares? Like it's of course it's got a bit of an agenda here because they want you to accept homosexuality, right? Because we've been fighting the acceptance of it, even now here with Counterculture Mom, and
she's a dumbass.
Yeah. So you throw a couple of gay duck dads, good. I don't care. I haven't watched this show. I'm not gonna watch it.
I don't watch a lot of children's programming.
I'm not gonna watch it because there's gay duck dads. But if
read on further, I mean, look how the nuttery, it just goes down.
Yeah,
this,
solution.
The other problem here: fathers play an important role in children's lives, but each child has just one dad, not two, as the show presents.
That's not true. My daughter has two fathers. I'm the biological one, but she also has a stepdad. I have to like come to terms with that.
If you're
but
lucky
she still
enough,
knows that I am her biological dad. I am daddy. You know, when she really is needs some comforting. She called me at midnight the other night. You know, I mean, she lives 2 miles away. So I mean, you know, she has another stepdad. I have to recognize that fact. She's been, they've been
if
married
you're
now
lucky
for like
enough,
5 years, 6 years.
If you're lucky enough to have two father figures in your life that care about you, that's two more than a lot of people have.
Remember the show in the late 80s, My Two Dads? But they weren't a gay couple. They were just two
Wasn't that
dads.
Paul Reiser?
Yes, it was. And some other dude. And they were like both the dads of this teenage girl.
It was Paul Reiser.
I don't remember the plot.
And the other guy was the guy who played Riker in
No.
No. He looked kind of like
Jonathan
him, though.
Franks?
Yeah.
It wasn't him.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, what?
Vibes. But we're talking about some people have no dads. Some people have one dad, the nuclear regular father unit that we're all used to, that this counterculture mom wants to hold on to. That's cool if you got that.
It's not like it's no matter what.
Dads are not biological only.
Even if the gay population on Earth went up by 1,000%, there'd still be way more straight people. So it's not like
we're overpopulated anyways. If we cut back on the birth rate, it's not gonna, it's not gonna be necessarily a bad thing.
It's not going away. She acts like
we're not dying as a species.
It's if people don't like gay people, it's perfectly possible to like totally avoid them. I don't know why these people focus on it so much if they're so
I can
put
understand.
off by it.
I can understand why you wouldn't like gay people. All right,
Why?
they're obnoxious. They think, oh, dude, a lot of them are really obnoxious.
Well,
really
right. Well, at first you were generalizing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't. Yeah, there's all kinds of obnoxious people of every persuasion.
Like Christians and men and women and literally everybody. But
Right.
if you focus on the one people that are obnoxious, you're a piece of shit. There's a lot of.
Are you trying to make the argument that if you're not gay, there's no obligation to engage in gay sex? Because that's crazy talk.
No, this is what people like this are like. They're like the motherfuckers that look at your fucking ice cream sundae and they're like, oh, you got pineapple on your ice cream sundae? That's gross. It's my sundae. Get the fuck off.
Well,
Oh, there's a commercial for pineapple. There's a commercial. This person's eating pineapple in this fucking TV show. Ugh. Fuck you.
Pineapple's delicious.
Fuck you.
I wouldn't mind pineapple on Sundays. I'm not a big fan of pineapple on pizza, though.
No, I don't do that either.
I'll eat it, but it's just not.
Pineapple on pizza was a thing I liked back in the day. I would eat that quite often, actually. I'd prefer it.
Is there any foods that you wouldn't eat?
What a surprise.
Back in the day, foods I wouldn't eat. I didn't like anchovies or sardines. I didn't like a lot of fish.
I'm surprised you don't eat sushi, but
and I'm not a fan of
I love
sushi.
anchovies on pizza.
There's so many different types of sushi. I'm sure there's at least one kind you would like.
Of course, I've had one kind I liked. I used to go out for sushi at a casino bar near my house, and it was pretty good. But
I love
like
sushi. If I get to Seattle, Ben and I are going for sushi.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Avocado rolls and stuff like that.
Like tempura, like shrimp tempura.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get up there. I'll go get.
My
up there
favorite is like normal, because like a lot of sushi places do, the specialty rolls that are all elaborate. But my favorite like normal like common sushi roll is spicy tuna.
Spicy tuna hand roll.
You have a dragon roll.
Not a hand roll, like a cut roll. Because a hand roll is like one big roll like that, and a cut roll is like the ones that's like segments.
So right here it says, children become desensitized to deviant character roles when they are presented as part of the norm of a cartoon character's life.
Cartoon characters are not the norm. They're literally cartoons. They're fictional.
And I mean, we are painting that these two dads are normal and not deviant characters. That is, they are guilty of that in this episode, or this cartoon. They are painting them as normal dads and not deviant characters because the majority of society, I think, believes that. Tell me if I'm wrong, that the majority of human beings don't think gay people are normal.
I think a majority don't. I think the vast majority don't. I think it's a very small group any longer. I think it's getting smaller, and I think it's mostly probably found in the Midwest, the South, the Bible Belt, those kind of areas. But I think it's definitely lessons and lessons over time.
Another caution is characters who use witchcraft and sorcery.
Well, that was a fact. Yeah, we got to prevent that. So
yeah, so there's the indication that this person's just totally off their rocker. Like they don't just have bigoted opinions, but they're just fucking crazy.
They use witchcraft and sorcery. So point that out. They got gay dads and witchcraft. God forbid the gay dads play Magic the Gathering cards.
You guys did too, the Satanic Panic. And then people are telling me that, oh, look, you play Dungeons and Dragons, you've given up your soul to Satan, and that's all devil's work. And I'm looking at them like, you guys are just idiots. I just couldn't stand that.
I had a friend of mine, he wasn't able to hang out with me because I taught him how to play Magic cards. His mom was like, nope, you can't.
You're going to hell.
Yeah.
What did you play, a blue-white control deck or red-black?
Oh, God,
green?
please.
It was probably like green.
Because it depends. I mean, you could be saved
green,
to
red.
do like a blue-white
deck. Stompy.
Okay.
It was stompy, green, red. Very, very basic wolves and goblins.
Let's check out the Streamlabs we've got tonight to get us closer to our goal.
But we didn't get to the solution yet.
Okay. Do you want to talk about the solutions?
We got to talk about the solutions. Benjamin.
Okay, I don't. We keep talking about magic cards and other stuff that has nothing to do with this. I don't know.
Sorcery and witchcraft doesn't have anything to do with this.
No, it doesn't. It's a card game with a weird theme to it.
She might find it more acceptable if they were cousins instead of the same gender. Yeah. Oh, it was great. These ducks were cousins and they made love. That's so sweet. Keep it in the family. No. Solution: do not allow your children to watch the show. It is not an innocent cartoon program about a family of ducks like it was when we were kids. Join 1 million moms in their call for a change by e-signing their petition here. Can we look at how many signatures they got?
Downing it with 1 million moms.
Contact Disney.com and tell them that you missed the quality of programming they used to provide, and they need to keep out of politicizing children's shows. Never let children watch TV alone unless you have carefully pre-screened the programs. Any shows promoted by Counterculture Mom and our parent media guide are safe. Look for other programming options from Focus on the Family. We should look at the guide that is deemed safe viewing. We live in a deviant
these are God
world.
ordained, things that safe and approved by God Himself.
Yeah. What are these God approved?
What would she say about the Pope giving all that money to transgenders? I wonder what the Counterculture Mom would say about that.
She would probably think the Catholic Church was deviant in its own right. I don't think she's Catholic, right? She's more of a Baptist based.
She's probably not wrong on that, but that's for different reasons. But
yeah.
So two different variations of God, one more moral than the other, or I don't know how that works.
Can we make a list of kids shows that we think are pretty cool, like badass kids shows?
I'll tell you what, Bugs Bunny wasn't. I remember Bugs Bunny. That do you remember the episode where he was like he didn't win the Oscar and he was really upset, so he did his highlight reel and it came up and it has a picture of like a stag and it says stag reel. That's a reference to a porn movie back then. Stag reel was a porn movie. There's a lot of hidden innuendos in these shows.
Oh yeah.
They were not necessarily for kids. They were more adult oriented.
Well, they had to be like for both because they knew that for one, the cartoonists were all perverts.
Oh yeah.
And then you had to have the parents come in and get a little kick out of it, or else they wouldn't want to sit there with their kids. I think Warner Brothers went more towards the adulterated, and Disney went more towards the wholesome.
I remember growing up, there was people that got married and sealed in the church, and all this ordained by God. You know where they're at now? Divorced.
Good. That's progress. Calificent said she might find it more acceptable if they were cousins instead of the same gender. Frosty said vibes. Dragon of the West said Counterculture Mom and others claiming that 5G caused COVID-19 is a clear case of post hoc ego propter hoc modern translation correlation does not equal causation. Fun fact, Mark 12:17, Jesus said that everyone, including religion, should pay their taxes.
Yeah, post hoc ergo proper hoc means that it's because something follows from something else. Doesn't mean that it was because of that particular reason.
PT Ham gave us a big love. God of the Gaps, grazie. Lord Nurgle said the Space Needle slanted bench thing is a nope for me. Everyone, please like the stream. Everyone, please like the stream.
Yes, please like the stream.
The Pickle
Yeah,
Tickler.
200 now, man.
Yeah.
Everyone likes.
They're
And I shared on
great.
Twitter, so that helps when you share these things.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The Pickle Tickler said, if I sign up now, do I still get the Billy sex toy or muscle figure? Yes, all through the month of May, the signups will be available.
It's kind of small, though. I don't know. Well, maybe if you decide to insert it. Man,
Actual
I don't
size.
want to hear any stories about anyone going to the ER because they got Billy stuck up in their keister.
Unless you go to the doctor with it in there and get an X-ray and send us the X-ray picture
No,
of it in
that's
your
encouraging
bum.
it. No,
I don't
no,
condone
no.
any of this. The views of the host might not necessarily
Not
reflect
me.
that of the guest.
Just post that as a disclaimer before you come on the show anytime for him, because he'll always try to say the most out there stuff because that's just what he does. And then
do not insert it. Ominous Kelp gave a 12er. Thank you, Ominous Kelp. Do not insert any of these toys in your body. Do not.
Yeah, right.
Do not.
But if you
Nowhere.
do, get an X-ray is what he's saying.
Not up your nose, not in your mouth, not in your
recommend-
keister, not in your
Do not.
any other
I don't
cavity.
These
They
are not made for children. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'd like to do, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this yet, but I'm going to look into it. I was thinking about seeing if I can get a ring made for these too.
Yeah, that'd be cute. Maybe we can get a print up ring.
But I
for
don't know how
people
much that
print
would
on their
cost to make
computer.
those.
On their computer. La da 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 da. Billy is awesome. Said Billy is awesome. I agree. Billy is awesome. Shout out to Billy is awesome. Tucker White 94 says you've earned this bonus, Billy. Thank you, Tucker White. You go fuck yourself, Tucker White. Dragon the West said having a good time grill in while listening to two sweet boys. Nice to see Steve McRib on again. Yeah, I'm glad to have you back, Steve.
I love you guys. I tell you guys have the coolest freaking audience, man. I not all channels have like majorly cool people. Most of them get like half cool, half shit. You guys are like you got a good audience, man.
You know
I always
why?
like being over
This
here.
is the secret. We started with a much bigger audience,
and we
only the
purged-
cool ones stuck around.
Right.
Yeah, no, I've had to do the same thing, man. My numbers are pretty low comparatively what they used to be, but I'm perfectly okay with that because the quality of audience that I have is exceptional.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'd rather
Right.
have that than twice the amount of subs or twice the amount of people watching, where half of them all they're going to do is like try to deride the conversation and make life miserable for the people that want to watch. But
Chase.
I'm going to show for I don't ever show for myself. I'm putting because Ryby was doing it earlier. I'm putting my link to my channel in there.
Yeah.
I don't think I hate shilling for myself, but I could use a couple of these cool people to come over and watch.
Go hang
Kinda
out with
nice.
Steve.
I got good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, link in the
Really,
description.
Ben was on a couple weeks ago. We had a great show with Ben.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Yeah, and don't you have like an overall website, Great Debate Community website or something?
Yeah, that's mostly my philosophical blog. I do science on it too. Like when Dr. Humphreys, I've been kind of talking to him, and he put some stuff up there. And he's a young Earth creationist that we just think is out to lunch. But I use it more for 3 a.m. philosophy, I call it. So I wrote a philosophical blog explaining basic logic, basic philosophical context, and it's pretty popular. I mean, I get a lot more views than I actually thought I would get on it. And I know a lot of people that are in the philosophical field. They take it, and I've seen it. People post links to it and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I own the www.greatdebatecommunity.com. Yeah.
There's also something we
Is
wanted
that the
to
wrong link? Did I give the guys the wrong link? I don't think so.
There's a link to your channel in the description. It's right below the normal video description. It just says tonight's guest, and it has a link to your channel. There's also another link I want to discuss. Our friend David Silverman.
Oh, I had him on last week.
He's actually coming on later this month.
Nice.
But we're he started a new website. This company that he works for started a new website. It's a new social media platform. It's very similar to Reddit, and it's just free speech forum, basically. You can
I didn't know that. Yeah, I think it's Firebrand activist or atheist or something like that.
This is this platform is called slug.com, and we have an affiliate link that helps support our show. So if people want to join in, just click our link in the description and create an account.
Oh, I totally got to check that out.
Yeah.
I like Dave. Look, I've known Dave for some years now, and we don't agree philosophically speaking. I mean, clearly, I think he's astronomically wrong. But you know what? We don't dwell on that. We happen to get along. We were on this show together. He's been on my channel a few times. Just because you disagree with somebody philosophically speaking doesn't mean that you have to dislike the person. You know, I mean, he's actually pretty congenial. I mean, he's never given me a reason not to think that he wasn't sincere. He's never like insulted me or threw me under the bus. Like I said, even though we disagree, he just says, okay, I don't really talk about that stuff anymore. Let's talk about important stuff like how atheism in politics or demographics or secularism. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, let's do that.
I like people more that I don't agree with because I'm such
There's
a
a lot of them there.
Yeah.
Right now, Slug has a pretty big right presence from, like conservatives all the way to alt-right people. But there are other groups too. There's like a Joe Rogan group. Jacqueline Glenn has a group on there. She actually joined our group recently too.
When are you gonna get her and I on together? I have.
She hasn't been on in years. I could probably ask her sometime.
We'll reach out to her.
I don't know, man. I know it's too late because her interview with the Rubin Report was ages ago, but it's always stuck in my craw how wrong she was. And for somebody to have that much influence and be fractally wrong in her philosophy and not be challenged on it, I find that to be just. When you have that, look, when you have the ear of people, you need to make sure what you put out is at least somewhat correct. What she put out was complete nonsense, and I could demonstrate it. And I don't know, it's my pet peeve when Jack and Glenn, gets away with nobody.
Did you make a video? Did you make a video responding to it?
I didn't, but I'm not really a video maker, man. I have conversations. I do interviews and talks and discussions. I'm not really one to make a call out video for like somebody like Jack and Glenn. I mean, I'll do it for like Matt Dillahunty because he lied about me. But Jacqueline Glenn just being wrong on the internet, whatever.
I would encourage all of you, if you want to help support the show, one really easy way, if we could, if there's like 500 of you, if like 50 to 100 of you just signed up right now and like made a post, you can make a post about anything you want. As long as it doesn't break rules or anything like that, like just a post, like post an article, a video, whatever. I'll check it out. I'll comment on it. I'll give it, you can do more than just a thumbs up there. You can do there's like
a whole reach around.
There's different emotes and stuff. Yeah. I mean, in a sense of a word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Reddit. I'm gonna check that out, man.
It's a lot like Reddit with more extra features. You can like create, polls and stuff. I mean, Reddit, you can do that too, but there's a lot of
speak freely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue reading these Streamlabs if we got the time.
Yes.
Chase said, been watching you guys for years and was a fan of Billy when he came out with Just a Bill back in the day. Have some stimulus. Thank you. Jeb gave us some big love. Thank you, Jeb. Allegas gave us some big love. Allegas also said the Ben one is taller than the Billy one. True to scale, right?
Yep.
Har, har, har.
Yep.
Eduardo Garcias, gracias. Spec says goal is at 420. Now let's get it to 800. Also, just became a $25 patron. I didn't want to didn't want to show on the screen. I feel scammed. And since I've been an actual mania, I want an actual maniac of me. You might not make it in this year, Spec. You might not. And that gets us up there. Perdón, muchachos, pero estoy practicando escribiendo en español. Yo quiero mejorar en esta habilidad.
Salud.
What was that, Ben?
Nothing.
Oh. Habilidad salud.
Yeah,
salud. Kavanaugh allegedly almost committed sexual assault as a teenager. He can't be on the Supreme Court. But the guy who allegedly actually assaulted someone as an adult, let's elect him president. Damn, Spec, why are you trying to call out the libs? Why are you trying to call out the liberals?
Doesn't that apply to both Biden and Trump?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We should do an entire episode where we just read the Trump court case with his ex-wife.
I don't understand how many millions of people that are over 35 that are probably a hell of a lot more competent to be president, and the DNC put Biden up and the Republicans have Trump. This is the best of what we have. These are our options.
I think the honest
people not
truth.
Realize that these are not good options here.
Yeah, I think the honest truth is it doesn't matter who we have. They're just putting a figurehead in and doing what they do regardless, right? Like, there's really it's like chocolate versus vanilla. It's still ice cream. It's still gonna give you a brain freeze if you're not careful.
You know
I think it's more like shit and poo poo. I don't know.
Yeah.
I created a poll over on Slug where I asked people, this was back on March 26th, how much longer do you expect the coronavirus to disrupt our daily lives? And as of right now, 3 to 6 months has it, and 6 to 9 months is close behind. So most people think it'll last either half or the majority of this year.
The COVID bummer summer.
Yeah.
I never know what to say in these things.
Well, thank you.
Well, Kayla, you've said so much more than we ever expected you to. Thank you so much for your contribution to tonight's episode. And Ben.
Yes.
I'm going to run out of the room for a moment. I will be back probably in 1 minute.
Oh.
I have to pee.
Okay. There was so much explanation there.
Yeah, well, people like details, right?
Yeah, Yeah, all right. So we'll wait for Young Bill Fridge to come back before we move on to the next thing. You know what? I do have a G-Man video queued up.
Oh.
I know. Yeah, I knew that was going to be your exact reaction.
I don't know, man. I don't know how the guy's still relevant after all these years. I mean, other than just people mocking him, I don't know what relevancy he has. And by the way, he never did confront me. What has it been? 2 years since I was when I was on DP and he was supposed to come on and he bailed out. I mean, I don't know, man. He just the name G-Man is it's just it just brings a tear to my eye that people even give him any kind of credence.
It's because
you're gonna do it anyway. So
he's a buffoon. He's a buffoon with zero self-awareness, and it's kind of it's entertaining to a degree.
No, I get it. Hey, as long as it's for entertainment value, I'm fine with it. If people think it's going to be education, have a debate or a discussion with G-Man, that's completely different.
No, but the funny thing is he's going to school us on fact versus fiction, like YouTube fiction versus real life. It's great.
Do you know who's been chatting me up lately? And I don't know why. Shani for Christ. I don't think I've ever been in a hangout with her. I've known her for years, but only in passing. But she's been real, and I mean, she's been nice to me. I'm not like.
Do you want to eat my ass, Steve McRae? Do you want to eat my fucking ass?
I don't know why she's chatting me up, but it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, like I said, I've never anything against her. It's just I don't know her very well. I just know her through G-Man and Jason Rev News.
Yeah. We do the Shani parody every now and then. Sharon just signed up for $25 on Patreon. Thank you. You'll be getting an actual Maniac next month. Don't forget to put in your address.
Did you watch the movie? Or?
Oh, her porn?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a Patreon private show where I played it for Billy. And only he could see it. Yeah, and he reacted to it. We didn't actually play it for the people watching. And unfortunately, in order to make that work, I had to see a few seconds of each video.
Like I said, I mean, she's never been mean to me. I'm not trying to disparage her by any
Give it time.
It's I just don't know her. I mean,
give it time.
It's funny because I know of her for years. We knew the same people, but I just never really remember having conversations with her years ago.
Yeah.
How is Christian pornography supposed to be a thing?
Yeah, she was sending pictures to Pimp Monk and some other people of her like shaking her ass around. And they even
I don't want to see those things.
They even posted a video of them having sex on Twitter because porn's legal on Twitter.
Wait, Shani for Christ and Pimp Monk had sex? What?
No. And Rev. But they were like sending those videos to Pimp Monk and Shabisky and a few other people that I know. And eventually they were kind of like, this is gross, what the fuck? And then Shani's all like, you're gonna make me kill myself. You know, she pulled that card
Plays
really.
that card, yeah.
Yeah, it's messed up.
When I think
bet you missed-
about
yeah,
you, I
bet you
kill
watched that a few
myself.
times.
Now we get to watch Steve's buddy here.
Oh, I gotta go to the.
All right. Okay. Here it is.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to GTV. I am G-Man, your host.
He always does his intro with a If it's preaching to the choir ministries, it's preaching to the choir ministries. I've even tested him on this live, and he can't not do it. And here he says when he has to say his own name. It'd be like at the beginning of the show if I was like, "Welcome to the Drunken Peasants podcast," every time.
Do you think he just has
a pause in there?
Right.
You think he just has a certain amount of information that he can like retain in his mind and has to pause to like recollect the next part?
Memorization, and he just had a vocalized pause in there and never got rid of it.
His CPU is overclocked.
Yeah. If he was just like, "Hey guys, what's up? I'm G-Man," you know. Yeah, I said there too. You still got the
You get but when you've said the title of your show hundreds of times, you wouldn't normally do that with something you say usually. When you're speaking off the cuff, whatever. But he's saying it's planned. He's said it so many
It's a little
times.
more scripted, yeah.
Right.
And he just doesn't remember. He can't remember the script off the top of his head. He's got to pause to remember the second half. His brain can't
Welcome
retain
to
that much
another
info.
edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries. That's all he has to say.
Welcome to another edition of
Chad,
Preaching
you
to
do
the
the
Choir
intro.
Ministries.
Well, you know, getting rid of these vocalized pauses is very difficult. I mean, I went to speech class for years, therapy, and then I had public speaking, and they point out every time you use a vocalized pause, like an and it is very difficult to consciously be aware that you're doing these things and then try to prevent them before it comes out. It's not easy.
But once you do recognize it and cut them out, you sound so much more intelligent. So try, people.
I'm
Also, if
making
you
it-
have a speech impediment, just don't talk.
This YouTube video to talk about something that I really want to get off my chest, which I can do now because I was just told that there's nothing wrong with me actually doing this today. In this community that we're in, we tend to go back and forth over differences in our religious beliefs. Okay? And legally speaking, there is nothing wrong with anybody doing that. If I say something online that has to do with my religious beliefs, then I understand when I get on here that my religious beliefs are going to be criticized. They are going to be analyzed, and people are going to talk about it. So when it comes to that, I don't have a problem with that. I totally understand that there are going to be people out there that's going to analyze, criticize the things that I say when I get online. Totally understandable. You're within your rights when you do that.
Okay.
Okay?
And
that's
where
my
are we
YouTube
not within our rights, G-Man?
life.
Where do we then give up our rights? What's this point you're making that we don't have the right to do something?
Then I have my life when I cut my computer off and I go about doing the things in my life that I need to do in order to survive and provide for myself. That has nothing to do with YouTube. All right. Now, here's the thing. I think for the last, 2 or 3 years here online, a lot of you don't know this, but a lot of this stuff that's been going on here on the internet has been negatively affecting my finances and has been negatively affecting my mental health and stability.
So why didn't you get off the internet then?
Shadfish.
Thank you, Shadfish.
Yeah, just stop.
Well, here's the thing. Look, I'm going to agree with him a little bit on here. I think that people went after him viciously. I think they did go after him in real life. I think it was beyond the pale. I think it was morally reprehensible. Look, I'm not a big fan of G-Man. I think he gets literally pretty much everything
He shouldn't
wrong.
have been making these videos at work when it was easy to.
Well, here's the thing. He has done some pretty shady, visceral stuff too. And then it was put back on him. You know, he kind of whines about it. And I'm not saying that he deserves it, because I certainly don't think he does. I think both parties, if you're going to be a shit person and you make, do something shitty and then somebody else does something shitty back to you, you know what? You're still both shit people. But I mean, he is right. People have gone after him and effective his job, called his work, called his landlord. I don't condone any of that stuff. I just don't. I think it's obscene that a person can go on the internet, be kind of public, and then you try to shut them down, not by argumentation, not by showing what they're saying is incorrect, but by affecting them in real life. That's a shitty person who does that.
Yeah, but we have to remember that there are shitty people online, faceless people, right? And we put ourselves out there, we are at risk, all right? And we don't get to act shitty in retaliation because somebody was shitty towards us, and that's G-Man. He's always acted shitty in retaliation and said it was okay. Like that's.
Yeah, I agree. No, I mean he's a hypocrite. I mean, there's no question about that.
I bet you G-Man's watched the Shanny Rev porn.
But you gotta look. You do have to look at that face and have a little bit of empathy, don't you? Just
zero empathy. No.
I don't know either, but
and I think for like the last few years, I've always said, I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. And I never did it. For those of you out there, if Evangelist Ken happens to be watching this in the future, he's probably going to say, oh no, when he hears what I'm about to say. But maybe him, maybe my blood brother. There's a few people that really know me and understand me. They know I do a lot of this. Okay.
A little bit of self-awareness there.
Yeah. And by the way, nobody really knows G-Man, but it's okay.
I know G-Man,
but he's admitting he runs his mouth a lot.
So some self-awareness coming through.
Yeah.
They know I do a lot of this before I shut up and start doing what I got to do. I'm tired of doing this regarding people affecting my personal life.
Yeah, it's probably smart.
I don't got a lot to say about that no more. I'm going to do my real talking really soon. And you're going to understand what I mean by that really, really soon.
Why not just do it now?
I was actually getting ready to make a post rather than make a video. And in the post, I was going to say that I might be spending anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks in prison or in county or whatever. Not prison, but in county.
Whoa.
And with a smile on my face. Because I'm getting ready to do something that might get me in trouble. But it will also get me where I want to be, and that is a courtroom.
Wait, so he's okay. So let's set up here. First of all, how old is this video?
This is a recent video from the last few days.
So he's saying that he might do something that clearly would be against the law, ergo illegal, that might end him up in jail
for 2 to 3 weeks.
Particular thing that he thinks might the ends justify the means, or the consequences are going to be such that the overall has a net positive.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's saying 2 to 3 weeks in jail, so hopefully that means it's not something
it's not going to kill somebody. He's not going to get 3 weeks for murder. But he's not the only one that has people that he loves and cares about that's been affected by people that want to go after people in real life. We all have. I mean, this is a normal experience for us. People that I love, people that care about me, people have written their families, people have trolled them. So I get where he's coming from in this, right?
If I've
never
ever
thought
wanted
about doing anything illegal to stop that. I mean,
if I've ever wanted to go after somebody in real life, I just did it, and nobody knows because I didn't leave any traces.
Why would you?
To me.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you?
Why announce it ahead of time?
Because that person's no longer around and missing. Maybe you had something to do with it. Maybe you didn't. Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of things that's said about me on here that is truly affecting my money. Somebody literally just called me and asked me about something that they saw on the internet, and it just cost me work.
Well,
so that's all being
that happens to all. I mean, that happens to a lot of public people, man.
His reaction to that though is to make a video talking about it. That's part of the problem.
I've had casting agents in Hollywood and New York City call me and ask me if it's true that I'm a 5'8", 700-pound transgender. And when I say no, I lose work because they're looking for a 5'8", 700-pound transgender.
That's what his IMDb says. Because a bunch of people went in there and edited his IMDb to say that.
So messed up.
How does somebody edit your IMDb? I don't understand.
I tried to edit it back, and I paid $150. Well, I signed up for the $150 thing, the trial version, and I went and I edited it when I had the pro account, and they didn't change it. I'm like, hey, I'm this guy, change it. And they didn't do anything, so I didn't pay the $150. I was like, nope, I'm rescinding I'm rescinding my pro membership.
You tried to bribe
IMDb.com.
them, is what you're saying.
No, I was trying to be pro, so they would take my shit seriously. But they let some random troll
stuff. This is
I know.
supposed to be his bio.
I know. It's not right.
And I'm going to be using that and whatnot. Okay, so what am I trying to say?
What are you trying to say?
I had Von Helton on my
What are
YouTube
you
channel
trying to say?
yesterday. And I understand that Von Helton, just like myself, we do a lot of this. Oh, I'm going to get a lawyer, and we're going to do this, and he's going to do that. And he spends a lot of time doing it. And
Von Helton is one of the most boring people to listen to on planet Earth.
I love how we play him all the time. Can we ban him from the show?
We don't really play him all the time.
I
When's the last time you see him?
That's actually good. Yeah, I do not like Von Helton.
So you're admitting that we don't play him all the time.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
just
there you go. So you're giving me shit for doing something I don't even do anymore.
Exactly. You're doing very well, Ben. I appreciate
Go
that.
fuck yourself.
What?
I'm going to be 100%.
I'm giving you credit right now. That's really good.
I don't believe Von Helton's
That's
gonna
really
do
good.
anything. But I can pretty much guarantee I am. And it's not going to happen in 2021. It ain't going to happen in 2022 or 2023. It's going to happen this year.
Actually, G-Man did have a hangout recently, and Von Helton did show up to it. It was kind of weird.
Because I've
That's what he's talking about here, right?
spent the last year getting all of my stuff together and making sure that I have a case on the things that I want to talk about. All right?
Anybody know what he's referring to? Because this is really cryptic.
He does this all the time, and he's like, "Later, I'll tell you more about it." It's like, no, just say it now.
What sort of crimes? What sort of crimes do you get
Is he
2
going
to
after
3
Von
weeks?
Helton? Because that'd be kind of weird. But
I doubt Von Helton.
I think they're
He's
buddies.
comparing himself to Von Helton here. They're showing some solidarity.
Oh, well, they're both victims of their own.
What type of crimes do you go to jail for 2 to 3 weeks?
He doesn't. There's a good chance he doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about, too. How long you go to jail for certain
not
things.
knowing what he's talking about?
Yeah, he's
Right.
like, if I go shoot up a secular organization, that's 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Checkmate, atheist.
Checkmate.
Yeah,
Please don't do
something
that.
the FBI needs to be made aware of or something.
I don't know. 2 to 3 weeks doesn't seem federal. It doesn't seem federal.
Definitely. That's not a felony. That's a misdemeanor.
I would think.
There are people that are constantly getting online telling me to go get a job and to do this for myself and go do this for myself and do this for myself.
Ignore them.
And I've watched people
Yeah,
laugh
look at
at
them all the time.
Vaughn because
So what?
CPS came to his house and took his kids and did all this other stuff and whatnot. And I have all that stuff documented.
Can you imagine G-Man's documents? I would love to read those. I wish I could get them somehow and read them on the air.
At least Shani has them.
Okay? And Vaughn's probably not going to do nothing about it except move and take his licks like a man. Okay? When I lived in that house, all right, I got kicked out of that house because of a rumor on YouTube. A rumor.
Morgan Freeman, $25.
This video has nothing to do with Shanny and Rev. I forgive Shanny and Rev. They will never see an inside of a courtroom with dealing with me.
Well, yeah, because you can't afford to take anyone to court. That's expensive.
What would be the litigation here? I mean, I know he was staying at, I guess, a house owned or rented by them at some point.
Yeah. Well, they lived in a totally different part of the country. He moved into their house in eastern Pennsylvania. I guess he had to break in. He broke in with their permission, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. And then they turned on him and kicked him out. I don't know where he's living now. I don't really. I try to not learn too many details about the people.
I mean, I've been out of this loop for. I left that crowd years ago, as people know, man. And G-Man was part of that crowd. Just nothing to do with him any longer.
Regarding this, I want the real people. And by the way, when I say all of the real people, I mean all of them. Not the trolls, not the stock accounts. I don't care about that. Who cares what they think?
But you just described the people that tell you to get a job and shit. A lot of those are trolls and sock accounts.
Right? I mean, when somebody tells me to get a job, I'm like, okay.
Right.
Okay, this is what I do full time. I survive at it. I'm quite content. Am I going to get rich off of it? No. Am I making bank? No. Do I have enough to survive? Yes. it's my choice. I mean, why would I care if somebody like says that to me? It doesn't even. I don't think twice about it. Why does it upset him so? He lets these idiot trolls get to him, and then he thrives on it in some ways. Though he's just like Von Helton and the rest of them that thrive on persecution. They'll do all this shitty stuff, and then when they get called out on it, they're like, "Oh, I'm being persecuted." They love that negative attention.
The people in which I know where they live, and they know who I'm talking about. The males and the females, they know exactly who I'm talking about.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, G-Man.
The males and the females.
And G-Man knows where I live. Everybody knows where I live. So, I mean, what the hell? Whatever.
Were you one of the people he doxed?
No.
Okay. Wow, I'm surprised.
You can't dox me. Everything I've ever had is public. I've been public for years.
I think he doxed a lot of the people he hung out in New York with. Like a lot of
that I know. No, I know of that, but I didn't go to New York. And I know that he will dox people. I know he called my landlord once, or he threatened to call my landlord once.
I've always been told G-Man, and I guess I've seen evidence of this, G-Man seems to act pretty different when he's actually here. I've seen G-Man puts on a different face when he's on this show.
He's a little bit more normal when he wants to be. He can also be very much over the top when he wants to be.
I like him when he's not talking about
for him to threaten, like for example, look, he literally threatened to call. I don't know if he ever did, so I can't say that he called my landlord. So I'm going to track that. But I know for a fact he did threaten to call my landlord at one time years ago, and that was to have me evicted. And yet it happens to him.
Okay,
and it's like
if he does that, I have no sympathy.
Exact same things to other people.
If he's tried to get people evicted, I have no sympathy for anything that happens to him. Like that's similar.
Well, that's why I don't have empathy. But at the same token, is he lacking self-awareness? And he has ever apologized for that? Has he ever said, "Hey, Steve, I'm really sorry that I threatened to call your landlord or something"? I mean, no, he won't do that. Will he apologize for doxing other people? No, of course not.
Yeah,
It was all fun and well when we were sitting on here and we was talking about whether or not God existed and and things like that and whatnot. But some of you wanted to make this really personal, and you started interfering with my personal life. I'm a little bit different.
You've used these shitty people for years. Then they clap back on you and they make it personal because that's what they do. These are not normal trolls that he hangs out with. These are vicious people that I disassociated myself with years ago because I recognize that. All he has ever had to do was disassociate with them, and then we'll find some other people to have conversations with, like I did.
Yeah.
But he won't do that. He needs that. He needs their attention. He needs them to be negative to him.
He feeds them and feeds off of what they give him.
Abusive cycle, yes.
The people that you people are typically used to dealing with.
You people.
I'm a little bit different.
What do you mean,
I'm
you
100% honest.
Is it a racial thing?
You will find somebody that is not me that will show up in somebody's state.
So he's saying, "Hey, you fucked with me. You're lucky I'm not crazy and show up." That's what he's saying.
What a retort!
But he just said he was going to.
I'm just not crazy.
He just said he was going to do something soon that might get him in jail, and now he's like, you know what? You could fuck with the wrong person, and they could just show up.
I just wonder if anybody knows what the hell he's talking about.
City and go to their home. You will find people like that who are not G-men who will do that kind of thing. And I am not advocating that I'm going to somebody's house or I'm going to knock on somebody's door.
Okay.
However,
I'm just going to drive by and spray bullets through their windows.
I know.
However, for a couple of months.
What's this? However. What's this?
Tell me where
However.
you keep that secret key so they can.
I am getting the law involved in what we see and what we are going, what's going on here on G+. Not G+. What's going on here on YouTube? I have to now.
G+?
Because I have a lot of things going on in my life right now that are very positive. That could be really hurt.
Does he not know what century
based on the activities?
I mean,
yeah, what?
Poor G-Man. His mind is stuck in 2008.
Yeah, I remember G-Man on G+. Trust me, it was not a pleasant thing to read his stuff because he was in the Great Debate community on G+. But yeah, he's throwing back here quite some time.
There's certain people here on the internet.
That must be the moment in his life that he feels like the most proud of. For him to bring up G+ a decade later, that's got to have some sort of weird impression on his brain.
I don't expect nobody to believe me. I expect everybody to believe I'm lying. and I'm just talking. G-Man said this before.
All right. Yeah, I think we get the point. We get the point.
What is he talking about?
I don't know.
I still have no clue what the hell he's doing with this.
Go to your
He's not going
local
anywhere.
authorities first, and then
I guess he's going to get the cops involved with the people he knows that have been ruining his life.
Okay.
Sure. We're moving on to the next one. Here we go.
Hey, Jesse, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Amazing.
Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
I'd like amazing.
Go ahead.
I'd like to answer your biblical question first.
Why is it easier for most people to believe a lie instead of the truth?
I say because the truth scares them.
What do you mean by that?
Every time I tell the truth, people get mad or just start talking crazy to me.
Have you and are you afraid of the truth?
Of the truth?
No.
Have you ever been afraid of the truth?
Yeah.
And give me an example of being afraid of the truth. That is such an interesting statement, and I hear it a lot. Give me an example of being afraid of the truth.
Like telling mom that I'm smoking weed.
Huh?
Telling your mother that you smoke weed?
That's an example of him being afraid of the truth?
Yeah, but see, this is not people being afraid of the truth. This is people being afraid of the potential consequences.
Right.
Of the truth.
Yeah.
And how is that? What are you afraid of by telling her, and why do you need to tell her?
She always is trying to get the truth out of me. And
This guy's not making sense. How many of these callers do you think are trolls?
I don't know if this guy's a troll or just kind of stupid.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Why?
that's possible.
I tell her the truth, but tell her everything. I know it'll get me in trouble.
So your mother's always trying to get the truth out of you about you, so that once you tell her, you get in trouble with her?
Yeah, it's like everything, too.
How old are you?
34.
And are you still living with her?
Yeah.
What the?
Beta.
Dr. Phil White.
Beta.
Yeah, this
beta
guy's
male.
just stupid. He's
Yeah.
just dumb.
Hey, look, you haven't lived until Jesse Lee Peterson called you beta. I when he called me beta, I was like, I love this. This is like,
Suffer and die.
I made it. Yeah, he called me beta.
He told Billy to suffer and die.
What do I do? What do I
that's
do?
just harsh. No, JLP like me. He's not gonna. Why did he say suffer and die? What did he get?
I think the question I asked was like, what do I do if I am a beta, and I want to, and
or you just suffer
what
and
do I
die.
do? What do I do? What do I do? And he says, suffer and die. And I was like,
I
oh,
guess.
okay.
Maybe he's like pointing out that you're just afraid of the truth, that you might actually be a 700-pound transgender.
He couldn't even see me. At one point in the episode, he didn't have visuals of us. He was like, is one of you guys black? And we had Hannibal and Monty on. And they were like, yeah, half of us are. And what we should have done was Ben and I should have played the role of the black people. And Hannibal and Monty should have played the role of the white people, the Jesse Lee Peterson. That would have been fantastic.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Yeah. He'd be like, hold on. Why do these black people sound like honky? Why do you sound like honky? And be like, I don't know. Jesse Lee Peterson, because I was raised in a predominantly white neighborhood by predominantly white parents, and I ate predominantly white bread. And then Jesse Lee Peterson would be like, you a beta. And then that'd be it. It was great.
Why are you living with your mother at 34?
Well, I could give you every excuse in the world, Jesse, but really it's because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
And what is that?
I've had offers becoming a fireman. I could be a police officer or
Think this guy's drunk?
football coach, something like that.
A football coach?
And why have you rejected those offers?
He didn't get no offers.
Yo, what?
He didn't get offer his couch. He's a lazy fucking dumbass.
Not the fireman one.
But why?
So what? You can't just want to be a firefighter and become one. They're actually pretty selective.
What about the volunteer firefighters?
Sure, volunteer. Anyone can volunteer, but volunteer firefighters are only going to be called if there's like a shortage or something.
You joined it then?
Well, because I'm smoking weed.
Close your car door.
Beta.
Close the car.
I like this. This is like, because usually Jesse Lee Peterson can hang with people when they're trying to test him, like mentally. He's got everything. He responds. He has his triggered responses. You know, he has these things in his repertoire that he deals out that just hits somebody and shuts them down. But now when a guy with absolutely no intelligence gets on the call, doesn't even challenge him. He's sitting there like, I could have been a firefighter. And car doors beeping. Jesse's like, close the car door.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? He can't deal with it.
And why are you smoking weed?
Because it's fun.
I'll eat your asshole.
You keep telling me that, man, but I don't know. I need to find some good
It
stuff,
helps
I guess,
me.
man.
I feel like
Help you in what? With what? In what way?
gather myself for the day.
What do you mean by that?
I write down what I'm going to do for the day and
Oh my god! And
He gets about it.
It's smoke weed.
Yeah, he sounds high.
He's fucked. Yeah.
Which is fine. Like if you can smoke weed and have your shit together, whatever. You know.
Yeah, you guys are functional.
Yeah. By and large. I remember Lacey Green was like, you guys are older than me, but you act so much younger than I do. She said that to us.
It's because we're children.
Yeah.
We're children,
Well,
Lacey
really more
Green.
so than you, but yes.
Not true, Steve. Ben plays with micro machines still.
No, I don't.
Oh.
So, you're living with your mother at 30. How old are you? 35?
next month.
And 34. And right now, you don't have a job or anything, and you're living with your mother smoking pot.
I had a job, but I quit.
Why?
Everybody there was under mass hypnosis.
Look at him. Everybody at the Little Caesars was under mass hypnosis, Jesse Lee Peterson. They're $5. They're $5 hot and ready pizzas. They were MK Ultra, Jesse Lee Petersons.
MK Ultra,
including you.
Not me.
Not me,
You have
Jesse.
to be if you're living with mama at 34.
I might have done it to myself, but I was talking about at my job, they were all not wanting to tell the truth.
But let's go
Nobody
back.
would own
Let's
up.
go back to you. Let's go back to you.
Wow, he's like Dr. Phil or
I
something.
know. I'm liking
What's
this.
Dr. Phil Light.
Jesse Lee
Well,
Phil.
Neither him or Dr. Phil have an actual license to practice, so they do have that in common.
Yeah, but at least Dr. Phil has at least the education behind it.
At least
you
I'm
know?
going to be entertained by Jesse Lee Peterson trying to save somebody.
I
Dr.
don't know.
Phil's.
This is just weird.
Smoke
I
pot.
like this.
You smoke pot. You live with your mama. You're 34. You don't have a job. You smoke pot. What I want you to know is that. Let me ask this first. If you didn't smoke pot, what would happen?
Nothing.
I'd murder you.
What do you mean by that?
Everything would probably stay the same. It's probably all just in my head.
Just in Atlanta, been in jail
Meaning
for
that
3
if
weeks.
you didn't smoke pot, you would still live with your mama at 34. You wouldn't get a job and all that kind of stuff.
If I quit smoking pot, I could become a fireman and move out, start a family, and have kids.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm telling men to get
This
off.
guy doesn't.
drugs.
If I
That's
quit
dumb.
smoking pot, I could move out and start a family and get a job. My dude, you're smoking pot because you can't do any of that shit. That's why you're with
If
mom.
I quit smoking pot, I could be an astronaut because NASA
Right.
wanted
Yeah.
me.
I could be president.
The best
And-
you can
and
do
God-
is scam a
would vote
couple
this
of
guy- I would- I
$5
would
hot
vote
and
this guy
readies
for
off of your Little
president.
Caesars.
Hey, next month he'll be 35. He can run for president.
Yep.
You have no relationship with God being on drugs, right? But if you got off the drug, you would become productive, and that's when you would have life. You would start
God
to
hates pot.
live, and life would become amazing. But as long as you're staying with mama on drugs, all you're doing is dying. You're getting
Where
worse.
in the Bible does it
But
say
Satan
that?
is
It
making you
doesn't.
think that, causing you to think you know the truth. People who are free, who
They
really know the
create
truth,
things that the Bible didn't say to meet their meet their narrative. So
Yeah, if God really didn't want people, like, don't you think he would have the foresight because he knows past, present, future? He would put something in there. Don't take mind-altering substances. Even I put these herbs on the, whatever.
right. Weed is one of the most natural drugs that we take.
But you can't eat shellfish though. So shellfish, I guess, is worse than weed. I guess, according to
Yeah,
God.
but shellfish is so high in protein and low in calorie. It's like the perfect
I love shellfish.
sinful food. Yeah.
they're living life.
so
they're
good
not
for
living
you.
with mama.
You're living with mama.
So I'm lying to myself.
Yes.
This sounds like a therapy session. It's so weird.
And the pot is a false illusion of salvation. It makes you think you know what you know. It makes you think that you're conscious. It is a deceiver because
So you're not really conscious?
it makes you feel good, but it doesn't set you free.
He's the one that called Dr.
I don't
Feelgood.
need it to survive either, do I?
No, not at all. If
not
you
at
really
all.
want to
We're having a breakthrough
survive,
moment.
This guy, I almost want to believe it's a plant, like that this guy's a
Right?
plant.
Sounds like it, right? Sounds like a faith healer. Get up there and
only-
all start walking.
The only reason I would think that is because I wouldn't think a guy of this amount of motivation would be able to find the number to call in because he's just that much of a fucking slug. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
you should stop doing the pot and go get a job, move away from mama, and start being productive in life, and you'll start to discover, and it would be amazing.
Thanks, Jesse.
It just sounds
I'm telling you,
scripted.
I know at least 3 or 4 men right now who are in their late 60s and they're living with mama. And they should have moved. Matter of fact, I warned a couple of them when they were like in their late 20s and 30s they should move, but they didn't. And now they can't move because they hate mama so bad that that hatred won't let them move.
You hate
And
the mama.
so the more you stay with mama, the more she gonna make you into her husband. The more she gonna control you to make you stay there by keeping you angry and frustrated.
It all goes back to your mom messing up your entire family.
Not messing up. She wants to keep you home with her. That's what mama wants. She doesn't want the man, her little man, to leave her house. You have to put your foot down and say, Mama, if I don't leave, your grandkids are just going to be me. I'm going to be granddad kid. I'll be old enough to be a grandpa and
Granddad
your kid.
kid.
You want granddad kid or do you want grandkids?
Granddad kid.
That's why your mama want to know all your business. She want to keep you angry and frustrated so she can control you.
Great response. Oh.
I don't think he's a plant. I think the NPCs are able to call in now. He's just
Here's
like,
the thing. Look, Jesse the Peasant, people know, has a huge crew. He has a huge staff. I mean, I just talked to his crew like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was hoping to arrange to facilitate him coming on Modern Day Debate, James's channel, and I don't know if he's had that discussion with. I don't know if JP will be on yet. I think it was supposed to be in the last couple of days, in the future couple of days. But anyways, I used my connection with him to make all that happen, and it's a rigmarole because you are not. You're talking to his. His people. So I mean, I wouldn't surprise me if he actually did have people that called the show do this kind of stuff. It wouldn't. He's an entertainer. I mean, this is what he does. I mean, so if he has plans to do this, it wouldn't even faze me. It would be like, yeah, that makes sense. And these are people that really follow him too. I mean, it's almost like a cult.
Yeah, it is.
Are you on medication as well?
It is religious too. I think he gets grants and things like that.
Yeah. Got a pretty strong dose of the one pill they give me. I only take one. I don't drink alcohol, but I do smoke a lot of pot, but I'm going to stop.
Clearly.
And then what type of medication are you taking?
Oh, it's like what's the SSRI, right?
Yeah.
He's on antidepressants, a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. And by the way, we really shouldn't ask people what they take. That's kind of a. But I mean, he's
why
obviously
is
somebody who suffers
it
from depression.
Why is it that people shouldn't ask what they take?
I just don't think I don't think people should ask people medical questions, especially people that are not.
Unless they're a doctor,
But he's not telling him what he should take. He's asking what he takes,
I
right?
get that. It's just that's personal information, and I just don't think it's a.
But why is it personal? Why is it personal?
Because it's your medication.
But wouldn't it be better if we openly talked about these things, like people who are being medicated?
There's a stigma attached to depression, right? If somebody hears that you're on SSRI or tricyclic, they're going to be like, "Oh, this person has probably some kind of depression going on," right? I mean,
don't we further that stigma by trying to hide it? Doesn't it get destigmatized by talking about it?
No, I don't. Not necessarily. I don't think so. I mean,
I think it does, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't think it's an appropriate question to ask somebody.
I think it should be. I think that like we shouldn't be like, oh, you shouldn't ask him what he's on. I think that if you ask him what he's on and he's willing to talk about it, at that point you don't shame him for it. You try and normalize it. You try and get that to talk through. And someone who might identify with what this guy's going through will hear that and be like, maybe I should look into this. Maybe this will help me because I identify with this guy.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I probably have never.
I'm not saying he's a doctor. You can speak on prescriptions and stuff. You can speak. If maybe Jesse Lee Peterson has some knowledge on people who are taking these antidepressants. Maybe he has somewhere to go off this.
I doubt he has.
Even if he doesn't, though, like I don't think that if like Steve, are you on any medications?
I am not actually, but I'm willing to answer that question. But
exactly,
I mean, aspirin. If you count that, I'll take a couple of aspirin every so often.
Yeah, I'm just addicted to boner pills, and that's it.
I don't like taking meds unless I absolutely have to. I remember way back when. Remember the whole oxycodone type thing?
Yeah.
Back then, I had some medical things. They gave me hydrocodone. Luckily, I never became addicted to it. As a matter of fact, it didn't even do anything to me. So I don't know why. I don't get the high. There's no high that comes out of it. It didn't do shit for me.
Hydrocodone
worked better. Yeah, hydrocodone really had no effect on me whatsoever.
What milligram was it?
But if anything, it just kind of like got rid of like the back pain a little bit. But it had no high effects. So I don't know what people do with oxycodone to get them so addicted to it. I know it happens, but maybe I don't have the receptors for it, right? Because you need certain receptors for certain medications. But it really didn't have that much effect.
Were you taking it as prescribed?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
so
never abused.
Maybe that was part of it. Maybe they had a dosage that wasn't massive. And
it was very I mean, it wasn't. I was thinking like most of the hydrocodone was like 5 milligrams hydrocodone.
Yeah, that's probably why you were fine.
At one time, but yeah, and something called the ofamphol, I believe it's pronounced. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's basically a protein pump inhibitor. Very generic brand. People probably it starts with an O, Thampanol or something like that. But I'm just not into taking a lot of medications that I absolutely have to. But when I do, I take exactly what is recommended. When I'm on antibiotics, right? You take exactly what they tell you. You finish your dosage. I listen to the people that know about this, the experts, right?
Yeah. But I feel like I wanted to ask you why we shouldn't talk about it. Because I really think
some people are just not comfortable talking about it. And if you're asking about their medication, it may just put them off, I guess. I don't know.
And I like putting people off. I like people to be uncomfortable because it challenges them. It challenges them. It makes them.
Like, I mean, if I didn't care, I would just tell you none of your business. What
Exactly.
But I mean, I don't care. But some people might.
And I would probably respect that if you told me none of my business.
Probably.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I probably would. I probably would, yeah. Especially with you. But like with a random person that said that, I'd probably respect it with them as well. I don't really care that much what medication someone's on, but I just want to know why we shouldn't ask. And if it's
and
just
somebody points out 5 milligram Vicodin is not really a hell of a lot of dose.
5
milligram
hydrocodone.
Like I said, I never abused it, so I never felt. If you can get high off of it, I've never experienced that high.
A lot of times, like when there's oxycodone and everything, it was 80 milligrams, and it was like multiples,
ridiculous.
and they were smoking it. It got crazy. Big numbers. I've seen it. I've seen opioid abuse up close.
Well,
with
you got to be
multiple
real
people.
careful with that stuff because, like I said, a lot of the Vicodin stuff is mixed with acetaminophen, and 400 milligrams of acetaminophen doesn't sound like a lot, but for 10 times that amount, 4,000 will kill you. Your liver cannot process that much acetaminophen. Right?
Yeah. It is true that a lot of people that OD while taking Percocets overdose from liver damage that they get from the acetaminophen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take the use as directed very seriously. So
Why do they need to put that much in a opioid
I
pill?
guess it acts as a it's like a synergistic effect. So between the codeine working on the opioid receptors, the acetaminophen helps that process, from what I understand. I don't know the biochemistry of it. I'll tell you what. I'm working with Dr. Fuzz Rana, who's a biochemist. I'll ask him that question one of these days. Maybe I'm curious about that. What is the synergenic effect?
Carcinogenic effect?
Synergenic.
Okay.
Synergenic. Yeah. So.
The only thing I've ever been addicted to was nicotine.
Rybert Jenkins says, friendly reminder, IHOP has a $20 breakfast feast. What?
Let's do it.
IHOP's closed down in Washington.
They're doing to-go orders.
For a $20 breakfast feast?
I don't know. I just know that they're open. I drove past one earlier today, and it was open. It had the neon open sign on.
I drove by one
Don't you
today,
like
too.
those breakfasts that hotels have in the morning? We stay at this hotel, and of course, this is basically all you can eat. They had the nice spread, man, bacon galore.
Was it like the continental breakfast?
Not just, well, continental is usually just like you get like a croissant and a Danish or something. No, this was a full spread. This was bacon, sausage, 2 different kinds of toast or something. I mean, you got bagels, you got. It's just everything. A nice spread. Hash browns. Delicious, man.
So Ryby got a take-home feast is what she's saying for $20. And she's eating it right now. I can't enjoy most of that.
I meant to say synergistic, so sorry.
Yeah.
So we're going to go do the post show in a few here.
Can we?
What do you
Can
mean?
we do we are not even near our goal.
Oh shit, you're right.
We can't do a post show. We have to go live. We have to try and turn the post show into this show.
Yeah, we are pretty far away.
It's
too.
far.
Yeah, what do we need to do?
I don't know. I don't know.
Get naked?
No.
I don't think we can do a post show tonight. I don't think we can get naked.
Yeah, that's right. I posted the link to the post show, but if we end up having to run long, then it is what it is.
I've got
more videos.
I've got to drive home tonight, so I can't do anything that inebriates me.
Okay, cool.
I can't.
Okay, cool. I never said you should.
I could take some spankings. You want to spank my bare ass, Ben?
Sure, whatever.
Oh God!
Tip train.
Oh God!
Do you guys need a room?
Oh,
PT Ham on the tip train.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're at 95%.
PT Hammer got us to 765.
It's hammer time.
Before I said anything about the spankings being finalized, here's the deal. If we can get to 800, I'll let you spank me with this Flesh Gordon 2 VHS. Okay? I'll let you spank me with this copy of Flesh Gordon 2 on VHS.
Okay.
That's across the buttocks. I will
If you
have.
do that, you need to make that in a Patreon video for sure.
I'm not going to have full-on frontal ass. It's going to be sideways. We'll be on
side
YouTube.
ass?
Yeah, we'll be on YouTube.
How much thigh? Give me a percentage of thigh.
Let me show you. You want to go big screen real quick, Ben? Is that possible?
It is possible.
I'm going to show you what we're talking about here. We're at
hold on.
79.59.
Give me just a second. I'll get you up on here.
79.59.
All right, Ben's gonna get him up, and Billy's gonna go bare ass. Okay.
So, spank him, daddy.
Oh my God! You got to pick the microphone up towards your mouth.
Spank him, daddy.
What am I watching here? I'm scared.
Choo choo. All right.
Me?
I can see his ass.
Billy, do you have the salvia with you?
I do. Ah! You gotta go a little lower.
This is not what I signed up for.
Is that good?
How am I in this video? This goes up forth on my mom's not gonna be happy.
We're done.
What is happening?
I was whacking. He was getting whacked.
No, I'm sure you were.
Dude, everybody just came in out of nowhere for the spankings.
Is that all we need to do?
I don't know.
I don't like this.
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
This copy of Flesh Gordon 2
It didn't
has
break.
seen some things,
It would
man.
have broke though if I would have hit harder.
Ben wasn't looking at my ass, so he was dry
the hell he
swinging.
wasn't.
Yeah.
He was
No, he
dry
wasn't.
swinging.
Yes, he
so he was
was.
like missing my ass at first. He's like
Dude, he
smacking
was
me in
taking
the
mental
back.
pictures. Are you kidding me?
I'm like, God, go lower, Papa.
He
You
wasn't
gotta go
looking
lower.
This is so wrong.
Yeah.
People are like, not hard enough. All right. Well, next time we'll make it part of a goal, but honestly, if I get a big paddle, the goal's going to have to be higher than the regular goal. If we're going to be swinging weapons at each other.
How long is usually your after show, by the way? On the average.
However long we want.
Not gonna do, but I mean, just curious.
Like 30 to 45 minutes
Yeah.
at most.
I mean, are you guys, because probably about 9 o'clock, people have been asking me to have a rum and coke night tonight.
Sure, that's
and we're
fine.
supposed to do something on, I don't know, whatever it is. But if you guys want to drop by, if you're not busy or if anybody else wants to drop by, people are asking earlier in the audience for it. So I'm probably going to have that, but it's probably about 9 o'clock, well after your after show, hopefully.
Okay.
If people want to, like, come by and drink. And not you, Billy, because you can't drink and drive.
I can't drink and drive.
All you
guess-
want, let's don't die, but I am adamantly against drinking and driving.
Yes, I don't like drinking and driving either. I only do it when I'm really horny. And
Don't
have to-
drink and drive when you can smoke and fly.
There you go. Hey, where's the wisdom, right?
Eduardo said, spank that ass. Bernice Panders says, hey, boys, help me hit 300 on my channel. I was hoping to get 500 after 8 years, but if anyone wants to see a single stoner geek girl being brutally honest and about myself in the real world, check it out. That's Bernice Panders. New Me gave us big love there. Ominous Cow gave us big love. Lord Nurgle gave us big love, asked about the saliva. Mr. Captain Snacks gave us Choo Choo Train, 777. DJ Fixstole says, spank him, daddy. And then, of course, PT Hammer dropped that big love. Deagle 2029 said, are you still having the Vigilant Christian Mario on?
He hasn't responded to me recently, so I don't know.
Alagast said, man, I would love to see G-Man react to the Shanty Rev porn.
Oh, God.
And Dragon the West says, the reason Shanty is messaging Steve is because she thinks he looks like an older Rev.
Well, that might be true. No, I can't blame her for that. Hey,
Yeah.
Rev's not a
Yeah.
bad-looking guy, man.
Yeah, Shan.
Yeah.
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 But I mean, I definitely think that I'm going to be drinking tonight after what I just witnessed a few minutes ago.
I
need
see some
something
ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shan. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, Sweet Heathen might take a while, come by, because a Wild Sweet Heathen coming by for Rum and Coke night.
Yeah. Rum and Coke night will be live.
It'll be
Follow
live
Steve.
tonight in
Link,
about
it's
an hour or
link in
so.
description.
I mean,
right?
after you guys' after show, I don't want to stop on you guys. So get done with that. And
Well, our after show-
we just sit around. We talk. By the way, Landon might show up. Well, I know Landon's going to be on tomorrow night for Rum and Coke.
Our after show is
Patrons
for patrons
only.
only, so you can start it as soon as you want.
So like our patrons, if they're paying us to see it and choose to go watch you instead, that's fine. They can come watch us later. They can watch. They can watch the.
It still
VOD.
won't be for another 45 minutes
Okay,
or something like
okay,
that.
yeah.
I still have to throw things together too. But we have a lot of fun. I mean, man, I remember Coke nights are a blast.
I did get messaged by the Vigilant Christian Mario like earlier this month or last month telling me he wanted to come on and talk on the show and everything, but I haven't heard from him recently.
On Twitter, connoisseur of FGC Thuggery says, I just wanted to watch Drunken Peasants. I didn't sign up to see Billy the Fridge getting spanked with a copy of Flesh Gordon on VHS. Flesh Gordon 2.
I kind of did.
Connoisseur.
Wait, is that Flesh Gordon or Flash Gordon? Is that the
Flesh Gordon? Flesh Gordon
the
2. Yeah. It's Flesh Gordon.
I didn't know they made it 2. I actually knew about Flesh Gordon 1 because my dad, as a kid, used to tell me that he took my mom on a date to see that movie one time, and it just scarred me for a very long time.
My dad, when I was 12, my dad made me watch Rocky Horror Picture Show, Clockwork Orange, and Flesh Gordon. Might have been Flesh Gordon 2. It was one of the Flesh Gordons. He made me watch them in a row because they were playing all night long on Cinemax. And he's like, you have to sit down and watch these movies. And he fell asleep around the time Flesh Gordon came on, so I didn't watch the entire thing. I went to bed. It was like 6 a.m. I was like, nope, I got to go. I'm done. No. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, I was like 4 years old when that movie came out. And I guess they had date night, and I don't want to know these things. I just don't want to know.
So my mom texted me and said, obviously, you didn't get enough spankings when you were a kid. And then she used like 48,000 emojis. What the fuck is this supposed to mean from my mom? I need you guys to help decipher what the hell this means. What is my mom trying to say? Hold on, I got to pull it up independently of the text in case she blows another text my way.
Ask that guy that lives with his mom. He probably speaks mom well.
Yeah. What does this mean?
Hold on.
Let me just drop the fucking.
I don't know. Maybe she's just randomly pushing things.
Yeah, did she have a stroke? She said, obviously you didn't get enough spankings when you were a kid, and then that's like a coronavirus, a mushroom head, and avocado.
She's just showering you with stuff. That's just showing love.
Is it? There's a magnet in there.
There's a flag.
What is my mom saying? Switzerland or something on this?
Well,
what are you doing,
she got
Mom?
avocado in there. Avocados are very nutritious.
It's not
high in
Switzerland.
Good fat, lower your
Is
cholesterol.
that not? I can't see here.
Yeah.
There's a fucking fire extinguisher, a magnet.
Because you're hot.
A sponge, a bar of soap, a green yarn, a paintbrush. What is she trying to say?
There's so much you can read into.
There's a wrench. There's a check mark. There's a pirate flag. What is she trying to say? That's weird. Mom. That's weird. Yeah, my mom wants to be a mod, Ben.
What the fuck?
I'm kidding. That's what Ryby Jenkins said. We're not modding my mom. We're not modding my mom. She can use emoticons.
Yeah, I think she's just showering you with attention.
Yeah, I hope so.
Be the good son.
I hope that's what it means. I hope it's not some weird cryptic message.
Well,
my mom is
it's
cool.
Not anything that's telling you she's going to land in jail for 3 weeks either.
Yeah.
Because that would be bad.
I got a cool mom.
My mom says I'm cool.
Yeah, my mom says I'm cool.
So we are about to go do the post show. How do they get the post show?
Everybody who is a $10 patron or above or a member of this channel. Oh, shit.
What?
Shit. Egghead just messaged me.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Egghead's like, I got a promo, dude.
Oh, I forgot.
I love Egghead, man. How can you not promo him? By the way,
all right.
Brilliant.
Should we watch this Egghead promo?
Yeah, we gotta watch it.
Okay.
I had every intention of doing it. There's just like a million things going on at once. So
cringe inbound red alert.
I am acquiring this video now.
Red alert.
It'll be done in a few here. Egghead's video takes forever to download.
Red alert. We must end this with the cringe syringe directly into our arms. Go to the veins.
We're gonna mainline some cringe.
Mainline the cringe syringe. It's a Danish flag, Ben. Danish flag, I think. That's what my mom said. She attempted the Danish flag.
Yeah, I said it wasn't Swiss. Swiss is a white flag with a red cross in the middle.
Yeah, I saw a red flag with a white cross.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it was like off center. Yeah, it looked like a Scandinavian flag.
The scans.
Here.
Good job
He
on the
called
goal,
me
sweet
a
guac.
joke.
Here's some
Thank
Chuck
you.
E. Cheese
You called me-
tokens.
Yes, Mouse. Thank you.
Thank you.
A loser. Well, thank you, Billy, for basically confirming what everyone sees me as, but they won't ever confirm or tell me to my fucking face that I'm a loser, that I'm a fucking joke. Because, oh, it's just Egghead. Let's all be fucking nice to him. Let's placate and tell him that he's our friend, when in all reality, he's nothing but a fucking loser! It's not just...
Egghead. You're my loser friend, dude.
We're all losers, Egghead.
Oh my God! Screenshot!
That is a great.
Screenshot.
Egghead's cutting the promo of his life right now.
Oh shit! Hold on.
And we're mocking him.
Hold on. I just want this screenshot really quick, and then we can go back to this. I have to set this up really quick. Hold on. Source, screen capture, window capture.
Damn.
Wait a second. Where is it? Oh, right here. And come on, go full screen. Why is it freezing up like this? There we go. All right. That's so everyone can have their screenshot. This is a thing of beauty, guys. I'm about to crop him out of it too and do all kinds of great stuff with this. Anyway, we're back.
It's the story of my fucking
Egghead
life
is a
now, is
fucking
it,
loser.
Billy?
And also a cunt.
Oh my God. Oh my God, look at this one.
That was good. That's a good facial reaction to that one, actually. Egghead, what did you do this for? Why? Just why?
Oh, I'm gonna pass out.
Wow.
I
Oh my God.
like that picture.
We gotta cut back and watch this from the beginning. You've been pausing all of his.
I can't help it.
You've been pausing all of his dramatic moments.
All right.
He's spilling his heart out, Ben.
Don't touch your face.
If he washes his hands, he can.
Oh, you think he washes his hands?
You touch your hand. You touch your face after
You
telling him
called
not
me
to.
a joke. You called me a loser. Well, thank you, Billy, for basically confirming
You're welcome.
what everyone sees me as, but they won't ever confirm or tell me to my fucking face that I'm a loser, that I'm a fucking joke. Because, oh, it's just Egghead. Let's all be fucking nice to him. Let's play.
There's a picture of me and Egghead together on his wall.
Oh yeah.
See it?
When
Near
you-
the lamp?
When you big screened, that was like the first thing that jumped out to me. Is
Yeah.
Egghead like way shorter than you?
No, I don't
Because you
think
look
so.
like you're towering over him. He must be like
I
on
think
his
he was
knees.
sitting down and I was standing up behind
Oh,
him.
okay.
And tell him that he's our friend, when in all reality, he's nothing but a fucking loser! It's not just the story of my fucking life now, is it, Billy?
Is that a picture of him and Markiplier down there too?
I don't
Is
know.
that what that is? I don't know. Like, who is that other person? It looks like it's at a con too, because he has like a lanyard on.
I wonder if that door behind him shuts.
You wanna play fucking games? You want me out of your fucking life with this fucking title? Fine, asshole! Consider this my final fucking promo to you! But before I go, let's get a couple things straight, shall we? Number fucking uno, you did not come up with the concept for the Cringerweight Championship. I did! I was the one that fucking messaged you. And I gave you the idea, saying, hey, maybe we could have a title for the one who's most cringy. I don't remember that. And y'all threw me up against Sherwin fucking
Egghead
Stern and
probably masturbates to that picture, Ben. Just saying.
Stop! What the fuck?
Actual Mania 2. And you, Billy, did not give me the title. you personally did not give me the title. This isn't fucking stage wrestling like it in WWE. These matches aren't predetermined. These were voted in by the audience. The people voted me in. Just like how they voted you as the new Cringerweight champion. You want that title gone? You want that title to be never around your body? Here's an idea for you, you fucking mongoloid prick.
He's gonna end up in jail for 3 weeks one of these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
You fucking mongoloid prick.
Wow.
I never want to piss Egghead off. I'm glad we're on really good terms. I like Egghead. I never made him mad. Now I know why.
Dissolve the fucking title already. If you don't want it around, dissolve it. Let it be gone forever.
He doesn't have the power to dissolve it.
That's a loser championship anyway. That joke championship. It wasn't a joke to me. I held it with prestige while you made it look like a fucking joke. I hope to God you fucking lose to Christian at Actual Mania 8. Because now, consider this my resignation from Actual Mania.
What?
I quit.
You can't quit.
How did he own you by
can
quitting?
He can't quit.
Can he do that? Is that legal?
You can't
Legal
quit.
jail?
That's illegal.
That's illegal.
It's illegal.
That's illegal. You can't quit.
Egghead, you're going to jail, man. Go to jail.
Is he gonna spend 2 to 3 weeks with
Kyle.
G-Man in a shell?
How to get one in?
Dude, you can't quit, Egghead. You can't quit. What if he did actually quit being cringy, and he was just like the perfect boy from here on out?
That would be so weird.
Yeah, that would be wrong on multiple levels. Because I like I said, I like his TikTok stuff he's been doing. I don't know how he does that. I don't know anything about TikTok.
He has the audacity to call Billy a mongoloid prick. Have you seen yourself in the mirror, Egghead? Good riddance.
Wow.
Eduardo Garcia.
Hashtag arrest Egghead. You know.
Damn. 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 Damn, 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 damn.
All right. So with all of that, this has been pretty great.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you guys.
Did
Always
Egghead
enjoyable. You know, I'm
quit?
hanging out with you guys.
Egghead quit?
That's what he
He
said.
could.
Probably
I think
because you were a prick. You really were a prick in your promo about
Kind of a
him.
dick sometimes, Billy.
Not a mongoloid prick. That's something a prick would say.
You just said that.
He
Just now.
called me a mongoloid prick. I didn't call him a mongoloid
If the shoe
prick.
fits.
Bullshit, it doesn't fit.
Maybe he's just calling him as he sees him.
I got the biggest feet in this
we all
country.
we all know that mongoloids move their knees back and forth over and over and
Prove
over
it.
again.
And
Exhibit
they like
A.
getting whacked in the ass
They
with
can't see
Flash
what's going
Gordon,
on
too.
under this table. I have my crotch pointed directly at Ben's eye line, and I'm moving my legs in and out.
You do that all the time, though, even when they're under the table. Don't act like this is something you're doing just now so I can see it.
It's for you, Ben.
It's not, though,
It's all
because you
for
do it in other places.
I know.
And I can't see it.
It's
You're constantly doing it.
It's perpetual motion.
I want
can't
to. I
help it.
want to hook up like little gyros to him and have him
You
power the computer in here or something.
You'd save a lot of money on electricity. This is natural
Get
energy.
some of those sensors on him and do a 3D, you know, what they call the motion cap things on him. See what it does.
We're going to be doing a very short post show tonight.
We're going to go do that now.
All right.
Follow
Well, guys,
us.
I'm going to bugger out then. Thank you
All right.
very much. Love your audience. Love you guys. Like I
Love you
said,
too, man.
I'll
you
be
too,
doing
Steve.
Rumble
Thanks
Coke tonight
thanks
too.
for
So
hanging.
peace out, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Follow Steve.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.